Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I'm your host, Brady Vini, live once again for instant reaction and commentary and analysis to the NFL's Week 2 matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers, their home opener, against the Seattle Seahawks. Tons to talk about in this ball game. For the next 15 minutes or so until kickoff, we will discuss what all is going on, the storylines for this game, what key matchups we will be looking forward to. At the end of it, will give my final predictions for today's game, all of that and much more. And then the easy part, getting into the game, watching along, seeing how this Steelers team not just carries in, hopefully, a little bit of momentum that they have from their Week 1 victory over the New York Jets, but we will also see if they made any adjustments. There was lots to work on and lots to fix for this group since last Sunday. So did they improve upon those areas? We shall see later today. First thing is first, if you are new here to the channel, please subscribe and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live again. Also, feel free to hit that like button, share this live stream, and leave a comment in the comments section. Any thoughts, questions, or opinions that you have either right now, pregame, or throughout the game today, feel free. Don't be shy. Get those in the comments section. We can interact that way. I enjoy it when you do so. Also, go give the channel a follow at Steel City SR on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Real quick to the comments section before we get going here today. Flacco, glad to have you back, good buddy. Again here for a beautiful Steelers game day. Thank you for tuning in as always. Keep those comments, ladies and gentlemen, rolling throughout the show here today. Like I mentioned, we are going to get into some pre-game work for today's game. Going to start here, ladies and gentlemen, with the top stories heading into this Week 2 matchup between the Seahawks and the Steelers. Top one, pretty easy here. DK Metcalf, his first matchup against his former team, the team that drafted him and was home to him for 6 years in the Seattle Seahawks. It is, in my opinion, not quite the biggest storyline or bad blood feel that Aaron Rodgers' return to New York was last week, but nonetheless, it is a revenge game for Metcalf. Anyways, Metcalf, if you remember, traded in March to the Steelers for a second-round pick, which I believe turned into safety Nick Emenwari from South Carolina. Last week in his Steelers debut, Metcalf, 4 receptions, 83 yards, and that mainly came with Jets top corner Sauce Gardner following him all game long. Today, Seahawks, they will be without top corner Devon Witherspoon, which will probably set up Reek Woolen, who had a solid rookie season 2 years ago, but then had a little bit of a down year, a sophomore slump, as you would say, last year. With Witherspoon out, I assume that sets up Woolen to trail Metcalf today, and if that's the case, I'm going to go in favor of Metcalf over Woolen after Woolen's rough Week 1 that I heard he had against the San Francisco 49ers. DK was videoed greeting and catching up quickly with some Seahawks staffers on his way into the stadium today. But when the ball kicks off, I think you're going to see Metcalf turn it up. He is going to be fired up. I think he'll be a cool, calm, composed, emotional guy. He's going to channel those a little bit and just go out there, ball, turn into the Incredible Hulk today. I am expecting it, and I would love to see it. Second storyline for this game, in my opinion, both teams, they are going through some secondary issues. We just spoke of Woolen. He is going to play a big role for the Seahawks today in their secondary, and similar things are probably going to happen for the Steelers secondary. Both teams are banged up, and their depth are going to be tested today. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, Devon Witherspoon, Seahawks top corner, my opinion, one of the best corners in the NFL. He will not play today, was doubtful all week long with an ankle injury. He is out. Also, on top of Witherspoon, I just mentioned this guy as well a minute ago, rookie safety Nick Emenwari. he is dealing with an ankle injury, did not play did not practice all week, was ruled out on Friday. On top of those two, starting safety Julian Love for the Seahawks. He has been managing a groin injury throughout the week. So entering today's game, the Seahawks, they will be without two solid defenders in the secondary for them. And it's not a guarantee that anybody who's starting today in their secondary doesn't make it through this game in one piece. For the Steelers, they too have a safety and a starting corner out. Safety Deshaun Elliott, as you remembered, an MCL sprain for him in week 1. That will probably keep him out until after the week 5 bye. And corner Joey Porter Jr., he tweaked his hamstring against the Jets. Looked to be okay to me, but he did not practice at all this week. So I think the Steelers today, kind of like what they did with Nick Herbig last week against the Jets, if this was, say, a playoff game, I think you might see Porter out there. Seeing how it's not, and we're just, 2 weeks into the season here, they're going to keep him out, maybe out of an abundance of caution today. The Steelers, talking about their secondary, they did sign Jabril Peppers on Tuesday. How much will he play will be determined. But I think more than a lot of people are concerned about how the Steelers are going to replace Joey Porter's role in that 3-man rotation at outside corner they had with Jalen Ramsay, Darius Slay, and Porter. So these big blows to each team's secondary may open up the passing offense for both squads today, and it is not out of the question whatsoever that we could see a high-scoring affair here today, just like what we saw between the Jets and Steelers in week 1. Last storyline here that I have heading into today's game for the Steelers. Will the defense and offensive line step up after a horrid, and I mean absolutely terrible, week 1 performance? To be quite frank, Aaron Rodgers, along with Chris Boswell and Jalen Ramsay there at the end, they bailed out the Steelers in the biggest way possible. Starting with the offensive line here, they had nothing that could help them stop the Jets' pass rush last weekend. Quinnen Williams, he was a game wrecker no matter where he lined up. The Steelers got fooled by tons of stunts and different types of blitzes the Jets threw their way. And left tackle Broderick Jones looked like he should not be on an NFL roster or practice squad. Defensively, the defensive line couldn't stop a nosebleed, let alone the run. Again, nobody could bring down Justin Fields. He was running around and escaping sacks and tackles like he was the greased-up deaf guy from Family Guy. And the linebackers and defensive backs in zone coverage, they let Fields rip the ball through windows constantly, could not get a hand or a finger on it throughout the game. If either of these two units played mere below average football last week, the Steelers, they probably could have won that game by double digits the way that Aaron Rodgers was slinging it. I am willing to chalk up their performances as just week 1 shaking off of the rust a little bit, but they need to show major improvements here today. Can the Steelers D-line and linebackers seal up holes in the running game? Can the offense get the running game in rhythm a little bit more? And can Broderick Jones just not be a human pylon out there today? How the Steelers answer those questions will determine the outcome of this game here today, I believe. Let's go back to the comment sections here real quick. JJ Johns, welcome JJ. Respect from Seattle. Hey, road fans, Steelers fans alike, welcome in here. Please smash that subscribe button. Welcome JJ. I'm a little worried about the Seahawks defense, but I'm hoping it was just the Jets D-line, says Flacco. That's a part of my key matchups here I'm going to get to in a moment, Flacco, but I see where you're coming from. JJ Johns there. We don't have bench players. We have support staff, solid group on their own. Talking about the depth of your team, I assume there, JJ. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tested here today. you do have a solid group of starters, but I think Devin Witherspoon being out is going to be a problem today for you guys. I'm not going to lie there, honestly. Into my key matchups here for the game today, ladies and gentlemen. Key matchup number one, I just mentioned it in the first top storyline of today's ball game. It's DK Metcalf against Tariq Woolen. Like I mentioned, Metcalf, he's motivated. He's coming off a nice week one, but I think he wants to get the ball in his hands more. And even better, I think Aaron Rodgers wants Metcalf to have a day today. Assuming that Tariq Woolen travels with Metcalf, I'm going to give the advantage to DK in that scenario. Former Steelers DB Bryant McFadden, he was on 93.7 The Fan Friday, and he said that him watching Woolen's tape from the Seahawks week one matchup against the San Francisco 49ers, Woolen has a bit of an issue getting his head around and finding the ball when it's coming his way. So if the Seahawks do not give Woolen any help over the top by a safety, you could see deep shots early and often down the field for Rodgers and Metcalf. Adam Amin and Mark Sanchez on the call today. Steelers, Jets, it will be on Fox today. So the broadcast crew, and that game just went live. Going to continue to speed run real quick through the key matchups here. The Steelers offensive tackles against the Seattle Seahawks edge rushers. Like I said, Jones, worst performance I've ever seen from a tackle. Fautanu was better, but not by that much. They got blown away by the Jets and their pass rushing crew. The Steelers are going to go up against another underrated edge rush group today, led by DeMarcus Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Uchenna Nwosu, and Boye Mafe, those likes. I'm sure they watched film from the Jets game. That is the Seahawks there, and they will try to do similar things to get to Rodgers today. Two other key matchups I'm looking at today. Keanu Benton and Cam Hayward versus the Seahawks interior offensive line. The Steelers defense on Monday, they had a massive film watch session. I'm sure a big focus was them getting their asses beat at the line of scrimmage. Benton and Hayward, they were the two culprits in that the most. Benton really looked rough. Hayward looked like he wasn't in the game physically or mentally with his whole contract situation that he got resolved. I think they have a more favorable matchup. They're going up against a non-brand name center today, and also, even though he was a first-round pick, a rookie left guard in Gray Zabel. But until they prove me otherwise, I'm going to be cautiously pessimistic about them today. They got a lot to show to me in a short amount of time. Last key matchup I'm looking at here today, whoever for the Steelers will be guarding Jackson Smith and Jigba throughout the day today. Seahawks, they dropped DK Metcalf, they dropped Tyler Lockett, but they kept Jackson Smith and Jigba, who is still a solid wide receiver one for them. He can play outside the numbers. He can play the slot, which leads me to the question, who's going to cover him throughout the game today? Are the Steelers going to have Jalen Ramsay follow him all around like they said he's going to do with wide receiver ones? If he does that, that risks them, having whoever's filling in for Joey Porter go up against maybe Cooper Kupp, maybe Jake Bobo, someone like that. Or will the Steelers have Brandon Echols try to limit JSN from the slot and just have Ramsey and Slay play outside to lock down those guys? So I'll be very interested to see who lines up from Smith and Jigba throughout the game, and I want to see if the Steelers make any adjustments if things go bad early. Wrapping up pregame notes here. Weather for today's ball game at kickoff: a sunny 80 degrees with a 0 chance of rain. Excellent football weather. Inactives for both squads here today. Notable inactives for the Steelers: no Joey Porter Jr. or Deshaun Elliott, like I mentioned. Derek Harmon, rookie defensive end, he is still out with an MCL sprain, might be back next week in New England. Azizi Otamemwo, Andres Pete, Max Sharping, Otamemwo, the defensive tackle, and guards Pete and Sharping, they are also inactive for the Steelers. the Steelers, they did elevate linebacker John Radigan from their practice squad to help out on special teams today. Seahawks inactives, safety Nick Emanwari. I believe quarterback Jalen Milroe. He is the third emergency QB for the Seahawks. Devin Witherspoon out. Rookie linebacker Jared Ivey is out. Linebacker Connor O'Toole. Tackle Mason Richmond, and tight end Nick Callerup. The Seahawks today, 2 days ago, they signed Shaquille Griffin, a former starting corner of them, from their practice squad to help fill in Devin Witherspoon's role. My final predictions for today's ball game: I think week one, for at least most of the defense, was a fluke. I'm not slamming Sam Darnold, quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks here, but I think the Steelers, they can get to him. The Steelers, they've had trouble with mobile quarterbacks in the past. They're not going up against Justin Fields this week. Darnold, he's more of a traditional pocket passer, which will allow the Steelers to hunt him without, Darnold escaping or breaking one off for 60 yards on the ground. With that said, I think one of the two Steelers edge rushers, that being Highsmith or TJ Watt, will get a strip sack today and a recovery by someone on the defensive line. I'm going to go with also one of the two safeties, whether it be Thornhill, Chuck Clark, or Jabril Peppers, to get an interception today. However, I do still think that the Steelers defense, they are going to struggle to stop the ground attack from Kenneth Gainwell and Zach Charbonnet. Offensively, I think we will see maybe not as productive, but still a good performance from the offense today. Steelers, though, offensive line is still going to struggle, but will be a tiny bit better, if that makes any sense. Can't really get any worse. Honestly, they won't be good, but they won't be terrible. We'll take it as a baby steps in the right direction performance for them. Aside from them, Rodgers and Metcalf, it'll be their show today, I think. Rodgers is going to have at least one passing touchdown. He'll have two touchdowns to tie and break Brett Favre's record for fourth most passing touchdowns in NFL history. One of those, I think, is going to go to Metcalf, and I think the Steelers will also put in another touchdown on the ground with Jaylen Warren. Final score, my prediction today, Steelers 30 and Seahawks 22. And now, ladies and gentlemen, kickoff for today's game is going to get underway, and here we go. Steelers, not sure if they won the coin toss, but they are going to be kicking the ball away. Chris Boswell lines up to boot this one away. One of the key factors in the Steelers' win over the Jets last week. Kickoff is sent, and we are on their way. This is going to be fielded at the Seattle 4. Going to try to understand this guy's name throughout the game. That is number 36 for the Jets. Hulani, I think, was his last name. He takes it up past the 30. So decent fielding position for the Seahawks to start today's ball game. There's a look at Christina Pink for Fox Sports. She, like I just mentioned, talking about the injuries in the secondary for both of these teams. Porter and Elliott for the Steelers, Emanwari and Witherspoon for the Seahawks. Looks like we got a 12 personnel look here for the Seahawks to start today's ball game. It's a pitch to Kenneth Walker, and he is not going anywhere. Loss of 2 on the play. Excellent start for the Steelers to stop that running play on first down. That's a positive sign. I'm okay if, they allow a big one here and there, just they cannot get gashed and be outmatched constantly throughout the day today. From the looks of it there, it looks like Chuck Clark is the starting safety opposite Juan Thornhill for the Steelers, so no Jabril Peppers quite yet. This one, a quick pass to the outside for Cooper Kupp. He is quickly knocked out of bounds by Jalen Ramsay, a gain of maybe 2 or 3 yards there. Kupp and Jackson Smith and Jigba, the two top wide receivers for the Seahawks today. I think behind them you're looking at maybe Jake Bobo and maybe 1 or 2 other guys. Depth at wide receiver, not really their friend, kind of like the Steelers. They're a better situation than the Steelers, in my opinion, but still not that much better. 3rd and 6, empty backfield for Sam Darnold. He takes the snap, holds, fires over the middle. It is caught by Jackson Smith-Njigba. Ball came loose at the end, but I think they are going to rule JSN down. He is in the Steelers' territory at the 46-yard line. It looked like Brandon Eccles was lined up against Smith-Njigba in the slot there. Or no, that was Jalen Ramsay, actually. Brandon Eccles standing in the middle of the field. Ramsay, 1-0, goes JSN there. Now it's Kenneth Walker in a massive hole. Started running to the left, cut it back to the right. First down run, gain of 11, and it moves the chains again for the Seahawks. As, of course, I mentioned positive things about this Steelers defense. 2 positive plays for them on 1st and 2nd down, and then they give up back-to-back big plays, 1 through the air, 1 on the ground. Heavy set again, multiple tight ends in the ball game for the Seahawks. Handoff to Kenneth Walker here. Starts to run left a little bit. He's going nowhere. Great pursuit by Y.A. Black, wrapped up and taken down by Alex Highsmith. A gracious no gain for Kenneth Walker right there. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. If not, they might have ruled it as a loss on the play. 18 seconds on the play clock. Seattle, 22 straight games without an opening drive touchdown. I believe that is the longest in the NFL right now. Another run here, this time for Zach Charbonnet running left. Steelers defense moving well there. They hold him to no gain. I think it was Patrick Queen on the stop. Back to the Seahawks there in their 22 straight games without an opening drive touchdown to Steelers. They just had a similar streak like that was put to an end last week when Aaron Rodgers led the team down on an opening drive touchdown. 3rd and 10 here, empty backfield again for Darnold. 2 receiving options to his left, 3 to his right. Throw over the middle, and again, wide open Jackson Smith-Njigba for first down yardage. Gain of 12. Steelers looked like they were in zone coverage there. No one really picked them up. Ramsay and Chuck Clark, the ball thrown right in between the both of them. Juan Thornhill whiffing on a tackle, which led to a couple extra yards there for Smith-Njigba. Peyton Wilson finally brings him down. Last week against San Francisco, 9 catches, 124 yards for JSN. He's off to another good start today. Darnold with time, looking to throw over the middle and wide open. Horton, I believe that is Torrey Horton, rookie wide receiver out of, I think, Colorado State. Again, just like the Jets' first passing touchdown last week, running across the field and nobody could catch up to the open receiver. Darnold, credit to him, stood in there, took a shot from Patrick Queen to deliver that ball. And the Seahawks, just like the Steelers last week, they put an end to their opening drive touchdownless drought. Kick is up and it is good. 7-0 Seattle. Just like that. I jinxed them. I'll take credit on that one. I said good job by the Steelers to, stop the run there. 2 plays into the drive. After that, pretty much smooth sailing, which, I'll take it back. The Steelers, they were okay against the run there. About 3 runs for no gain, but the passing defense, man, they are maybe missing Deshaun Elliott and Joey Porter Jr. immediately here. Let's go to the comment section here while we are on commercial break for the Steelers and the Seahawks. Going here to Flacco again in the comment section. Please don't put Darius Slay on JSN. Looks like it's been Jalen Ramsay and Smith-Njigba. He has He's up 2-0 right now. 3-0, as a matter of fact. 2 first down gains and the touchdown score Ramsay was following him on. So JSN, 3 targets against Jalen Ramsay, 3 catches. Or no, why did I say that? Torrey Horton caught the touchdown. 2 catches and 2 first downs for JSN. I want to see YA Black get more opportunities. He looks like he was out there for at least half of that drive. I did not see. I think I saw Isaiah Loudermilk out there for at least 1 snap, and then YA Black, he was out there for a solid bit of that drive. Defensive coordinator for the Steelers, Terrell Austin, said you're going to see more YA Black this week. Jesus, we need hands on JSN. JPJ will be better suited for these young guys to free Ramsay. JPJ, I mean, yeah, he would have been nice on the outside. However, JSN, I think he's, going to be in the slot a ton today. And Porter, he's not a slot corner. So, tough look there for Jalen Ramsay. Here in a moment, the Steelers offense, they are going to need to do what they did last weekend and immediately respond with an opening drive touchdown. This will be Aaron Rodgers' first look at home in the black and gold. And it looks like the offense got introduced today, so I'm sure he got a nice ovation. Kickoff here is away. Caleb Johnson back to receive this for the black and gold, brings it out past the 20, then hits a wall of defenders, including one of his own teammates, Connor Hayward. Stops at about the 24-yard line, and here comes Aaron Rodgers. Can't really hear it, but I do see the crowd. A nice ovation of applause. He is at 507 career touchdown passes, ladies and gentlemen. That is 5th most all time. Justin needs 1 today to tie his former mentor and teammate Brett Favre at 508 and 4th all time. Looks like we got 12 personnel here for the Steelers. They're going to start out with a screenplay to Jalen Warren, running right, gets up past the 30, up past the 35, and they are going to give him first down yardage. Looks like the blockers there, a solid wall created for Jalen Ramsay. It looked like it was DK Metcalf, Pat Freiermuth, and Jonnu Smith doing the blocking there. I do think also you will see, like DK Metcalf, get more targets. I think you might see Jonnu Smith get used more as well. 11 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. Subscribe to the channel. Doing my best here to be a play-by-play guy for you guys for this game. First down run for Jalen Warren. Cut back to the left and was able to juke and shift his way forward for a gain of maybe 3 or 4 yards there. Again, solid front 7 the Steelers are going up against here for the Seahawks. Jaron Reed, DeMarcus Lawrence, former Cowboy, Leonard Williams, former New York Giant. 2 backs in the backfield with Rodgers, Jonnu Smith to his left, Jalen Warren to his right, 1 receiver out to each side. Handoff here to Kenneth Gainwell. That was not Jalen Warren. That play is going nowhere. Looks like Byron Murphy, the first-round pick out of Texas a couple of years ago for the Seahawks, gets the stop. So it's now going to be 3rd and 6. 8:40 and ticking down here in the first quarter. The Steelers on their opening drive last weekend against the Jets did pretty well on 3rd down. Metcalf, one-on-one with it looks like Job at the bottom of the screen. 3 wide receivers set at the top of the screen. Rodgers takes the snap, drops back, moves out of the pocket now to the right. He's rolling. Flag is down on the play. Rodgers taking a deep shot for Pat Freiermuth, and it went through his arms. Had a corner draped over him. Looks like, as a matter of fact, that was 20 Julian Love, and we got holding on the defense. Free play. Rodgers sensed it, took a shot down the field. Wonder who they called it on. That is number 27, Reek Woolen. A holding penalty on the back of the collar of the jersey on Calvin Austin. Rogers saw that. He saw the flag, took a deep shot, a free play downfield to Freiermuth, wound up incomplete, but nonetheless, a new set of downs here for the black and gold. 1st and 10 from their own 45. Empty backfield for Rogers. Looks like we got Jonnu Smith or Darnell Washington as a down lineman on the right. Rogers, pressure all around him, escapes out, throws. They're caught by Freiermuth at the 50, and he's able to spin his way backwards forward for a gain of about 7 there. Great job by Rogers to avoid the pressure. Did say in his media availability earlier this week that a couple of the sacks he took in that Jets game was because his back was a little bit tight. Said he didn't move around as well as he wanted to. Now a jumbo set. Looks like we got 12 personnel in here for the Steelers at least. This is going to be a handoff to Jalen Warren. He's going to run into the arms of, I believe, Jaron Reed. They'll give him a gain of maybe 1 there. It's going to be 3rd and 2 now. $14 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. I appreciate all of you in here right now. Real quick to the comment section. Flacco, such a JSN fan too. Puka had a 45-yard run. Sheesh. Yeah, I am going to try my best to keep an eye on some other games today. Rogers. Loaded set there to his left. Another handoff here to Jalen Warren. Warren finds a hole, finds another hole. Gets upfield, a nice gain up past the 40, a 1st down run, and then some. A new set of downs for the Steelers, and Warren having some words with safety Kobe Bryant after the play. Solid run blocking there for the Steelers offensive line on that 3rd down pickup. New set of downs from the 38. Looks like we got a 2 running back set here. Warren and Gainwell to each side of Rogers in the backfield. The handoff goes to Warren, and it goes forward for only a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 now. At time, Metcalf on Tariq Woolen. That was the matchup there. Roman Wilson was the other wide receiver out there. Or no, Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson were out there, so no tight ends on that play. 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers. 2nd and 9 here. Warren moves from Rogers left to his right. Rogers takes the snap, looks to pass. Quick check down here to Jalen Warren. Hurdles the man! And then gets up to about the 31-yard line. Awesome play there by Jalen Warren, making a man miss in open space. That was not a screenplay. It was just a quick throw to Jalen Warren, hurdling number 24, Shaquille Griffin, for the Seahawks. And then he's brought down by a pair of defenders, Darian Kendrick and Kobe Bryant. Last week for Warren, just 11 carries and 37 yards. I think you're going to see a ton more production for him today. Rogers, empty backfield, takes the snap, pressure all around him, gets rid of it. Pass was intended for Kenneth Gainwell with Julian Love all over him. That's going to now bring up 4th and 2, and the field goal unit is going to come out here for the Steelers. Rogers looks like a little upset that pressure got to him right there. That pass for Kenneth Gainwell pretty much out of the reach of everyone. If anybody was going to get it, it was going to be Kenny G. 4th and 2 here from the left hash mark. 48 yards from Chris Boswell is... Let me find it. The kick, good. Boswell money from 48. That beautiful leg of his. So the Steelers offense, all right. Moving the ball downfield. They did get points on the board. That is pretty much what we asked of them there. Now we got to see if this defense can really get anything going. Can they do anything to stop that passing attack mainly through Jackson Smith and Jigba that the Seahawks threw their way? 18 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live or upload a video again. Also, like this live stream, share it, and get your comments in the comments section. Any thoughts, questions, or opinions that you have about what is going on in this game, I can pop those up on the screen at a moment's notice, and we can interact that way. Real quick, back to the comments section before I take a break. Flacco again. Caleb Williams passed to Rome Odunze to the left, 28-yard touchdown pass. Who are they going up against? One thing I did not do, I got to pull up ESPN here to not just keep track on the Steelers game, but also maybe keep an eye on some of the other scores around the league here. Let's do this. Steelers, Seahawks 7-3. There it is, ESPN right there. I like how they put the scores at the top. Also, if you are a diehard Pittsburgh sports fan across the board here, the Pittsburgh Pirates, last I checked, they started their third and final game against the Washington Nationals at 11:35 today. That game still tied 3-3, top of the seventh, so we will scoreboard watch that as well. Some look at some other scores across the NFL right now. I think I saw 9 games in the 1 o'clock window. That is kind of crazy. 2 games we will have much interest in. The Jacksonville Jaguars with 9:16 left in the first quarter. They are up 7-0 on the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals at home. Also, the Cleveland Browns and Baltimore Ravens. That game midway through the first quarter, nothing still there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, football game back on here. To my right, Chris Boswell, after the Steelers offense settles for a field goal. He is about to boot this one away again. It is taken at the Seahawks 3-yard line and bringing it up to around the 28-yard line. I believe that was Hulani again for Seattle. Let's go here. I got to try to find this Seattle Seahawks depth chart here. Going to try to continue putting names to numbers here. A lot of new faces there in Seattle. They really did a redo on their team, especially at offense here. Heavy set again here for the Seahawks. Darnold fakes the handoff, back to pass, fires, and it is intercepted by Jalen Ramsay. Jumps in front of Cooper Kupp in his first pick in the black and gold. Jalen Ramsay, one play, one INT, gets over to the sideline, sits down, takes his helmet off. The Steelers get the turnover. And just like that, I said, hey, Steelers, they got to figure things out against this passing attack. Second look of the day for Cooper Kupp, and Darnold throws it right into the awaiting arms of Jalen Ramsay. Flacco, let's go. Woo! Awesome play there by Ramsay. Solid game last week for the New York Jets. Pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered the game for the black and gold on that final drive for the Jets, and he's off to a hot start, picking off Sam Darnold. That's one half of my opening predictions in the book. It wasn't a safety like I predicted it would be, but I said Sam Darnold today was probably going to throw an interception. There it is right there. Steelers, they are going to be set up off of that interception. Not sure where Ramsay picked it off at. I think it was on his side of the field. Here, let me take a look here. Where's the Gamecast? Not seeing it here. I do think that the Steelers are on their side of the field with that play there. 4:33 left in the first quarter. Jalen Ramsay gets the pick, and we got another comment in the comments section. I don't know how to pronounce that. Sutton, I apologize. I'm just going to call you L. Steelers fans watching from France. Thank you, L. I really appreciate that. Across the pond viewer. I think you're probably the farthest fan that has tuned into this channel so far. We've had fans from Oregon. I think there's been a fan in here before from Mexico, which that is big-time Steeler territory. But tuning in from France, thank you, L. Welcome. Please hit that subscribe button. Steelers and Seahawks back here from the commercial break. And I'll give credit to Jalen Ramsay. He had looked like a Cup beat him on the break in his route there. Ramsay adjusted nicely. A bit of a behind the intended receiver throw there from Sam Darnold. Back to the Steelers offense here. First down handoff to Jalen Warren up past the 40, and he finally goes down. I think they're going to place this at maybe just a little bit 2 yards shy of the first down marker. First down handoff to Jalen Warren. So back-to-back plays, a Jalen for the Steelers gets their hands on the football. That is the 25th interception of Jalen Ramsay's career, 5th most amongst active players in the NFL. 2nd and 1 here. Might be a time to take a shot here for Rodgers. 11 personnel, handoff again here to Warren. He is going to barrel ahead for first down yardage to about the 32-yard line. Moving the chains for the black and gold. Looks like Warren and Jalen Warren and Calvin Austin are going to come off the field here. Roman Wilson on the sideline, and so is Kenneth Gainwell. Ben Skoranek and DK Metcalf, the wide receivers out there. 12 personnel here. Darnell Washington and that is Roman Wilson up there. He was just on the sidelines. I guess he came in. Caleb Johnson to back, firing over the middle, and looks like it might have been out of reach of Darnell Washington. Rodgers maybe looking for a holding there, but he will not get it. That ball just a little bit out in front of Darnell Washington. So holding, Rodgers was looking for it, but I think ultimately that is going to be a misfire on his part. Caleb Johnson still in there at running back. This is going to tie his snap count for last weekend. Handoff goes to him, and he is going to run into a wall of defenders. Looks like Ernest Jones, the linebacker, and Darian Kendrick met him there. Scotty Miller, his first snap, or second snap maybe, of the game on offense, got slung down by Kendrick after the fact. I wonder why Darian Kendrick didn't get a personal foul penalty. He grabbed his face mask, and it's right in front of the referee. How did he not get a penalty there? Slinging down Scotty Miller by the face mask. That's BS. 3rd and 9 now for the Steelers. Gainwell the back. Rodgers back to pass. Going to fire towards the sideline, and nobody's there. Calvin Austin, the closest receiver there, but he was double covered. So the Steelers, they are going to need to set up here for another moderately long field goal. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication there from Rodgers. Another penalty there that they missed. Rodgers gets taken down after he releases the ball. A horse collar grab by whoever was coming off the left edge. Boswell, again from the right hash mark, he puts that one through the upright. Steelers, they will settle for 3 again, but I see at least 2 penalties missed, both right in front of the referee. No idea how they could have missed that there. So now it's 7-6. Unbelievable. Chris Boswell, 2 field goals on the day. It might be a day for him to really keep that leg loose on the sideline. Back here to the comment section, Flocko welcoming L to the channel. I grew up in Pittsburgh, but have lived in France for the past 3 years now. That's awesome, L. Bet you, I bet a really crazy change in culture shift right there. Where exactly do you live in France? Are you, I'm going to sound like, a guy who doesn't know geography here. I took French in high school, but don't really use it that much. You near Paris or somewhere in maybe the countryside of France? I wonder that. Best team, great choice of teams there, says Flocko for L. Yeah, that's outstanding. Wonder, L, you maybe look into making a trip to Dublin for the Steelers overseas game coming up here 2 weekends from now. Wondering if you maybe looked into that. Real quick here, game is on commercial break. I'm going to take a quick 30-second timeout here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 14 of you in here right now. Please hit that subscribe button. Another kickoff here for Chris Boswell, brought back out by George Holani, and he is going to get to right about the 30-yard line before he is stopped. Sam Darnold coming back out onto the field now for the Seahawks. He's thrown the ball 5 times, has completed 4 of those. 1 touchdown. His lone incompletion still technically was a completion. It was just into the arms of Jalen Ramsay. Looks like Keanu Benton, or Y.A. Black is out there with Keanu Benton and Cam Hayward right now. First down, handoff here to Zach Charbonnet, and great penetration from Patrick Queen. Gets into the backfield, wraps up his legs, and takes him down for a loss of 1 on the play. Right in between the left guard and center as they were shifting to the right there on that running play. That's where Patrick Queen entered the backfield. Looks like we got another 11 personnel set here. Darnold fires complete to Cooper Kupp, and he gets first down yardage and more up past the 45-yard line, moving the chains for the Seahawks. Again, the Steelers, looks like they might have been in zone coverage there, and Darnold finding the hole between defenders. 106 and still ticking down here in the first quarter. This first quarter of play moving quickly along, in my opinion. Fullback in there for the Seahawks, faking the toss, is Darnold. Gets rid of it now, and that is number 18 for the Seahawks with wide open space. Finally knocked out of bounds by Peyton Wilson. That is Elijah Arroyo, the rookie tight end out of Miami, faking the pitch and then getting a nice, not necessarily a screen pass, just a dump off to Arroyo. He had tons of open field ahead of him. And then Wilson was able to track him down. That took the Seahawks all the way up to the 30 in Steelers territory. Now a shift here by the Seattle Seahawks. Empty backfield for Donald. Looks to pass. Flag flies and incomplete for Cooper Kupp. Jalen Ramsay was behind him. Pass again was behind Kupp. Let's see what this flag is here. And it is going to be offsides on the offense here. Who was offsides on offense? They are looking the camera at number 88 for the Seahawks. That is tight end A.J. Barner, the former Michigan Wolverine, I believe. He offsides. 1st and 10. Now is 1st and 15. Handoff. Charbonnet dancing around in the backfield. He's not going to go anywhere. They will maybe give him a yard there, but great job again by the Steelers. Front seven. Charbonnet was dancing all around looking for a hole to open. One did not, a single one opened up, and he'll gain about one. So it's going to be 2nd and 14. End of the first quarter in Pittsburgh. 7-6, Seattle, an opening drive touchdown. The Steelers, after thanks to an interception from Jalen Ramsay, back-to-back offensive drives that resulted in field goal kicks. Real quick, back to the comments section. L here. I live in southwest France in the countryside near the city of Toulouse. That is very nice there. But a peaceful, quiet life there in France. Congratulations there, Sutton. My phone over here to my left going off. I'm in, I think, 8 fantasy football leagues, and I really got to shut off the notifications because it's just all day long, all day Sunday, that stuff going off. Let's go here to Twitter, see if we have any news there going on. Haven't seen or noticed any Steeler dealing with an injury right now, but seeing a lot of positive reactions. Jalen Ramsay, that guy, he was born to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. It took a little bit in his career for him to get to Pittsburgh, but man, he is balling right now. Also, outside, offensive tackle James Hudson for the New York Giants, upset in firing words left and right to teammates of his on the sideline. He got benched and he flipped out. Crazy. All right, game should be coming back on here any moment. Quick update on some other scores around the NFL. With 10 seconds left in the first quarter, so it looks like it is going to be, looks like it's going to, no, hang on, 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Jacksonville still up 7-0 on Cincinnati, but Cincinnati is threatening 3rd and goal from the Jacksonville 4, so they could be on the board here in a moment. Baltimore taking a 3-0 lead over the Cleveland Browns with time winding down in the first quarter as well. A shame that, one of those, that all our division rivals are playing at the same time as us. Would have liked to, sit down and watch one of those games later on. 2nd and 14 play here for the Seahawks. Quick pass out to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Great pursuit by Darius Slay. He will hold him to a gain of about 1 or 2. See where they officially, what they officially put here. It's going to be 3rd and 12. Looking at things here, this is going to be 3rd and 12 from the Steelers' 32. Empty backfield for Darnold. Drops back to pass. Fires over the middle. Again wide open and tackled and just short of the first down marker. Torrey Horton. Another crossing route running across the field wide open. But someone, I think it was Chuck Clark, chopping down Horton at the legs. He took a nasty spill there. Looks all right, but it's now going to be 4th and 1, and the Seahawks, they're going to go for it. Lined up in tush-push formation here, and initially the Steelers looked like they had it stopped, but second effort, not sure who got that ball. It might have been A.J. Barner, the tight end, who took that snap. But regardless of who had the ball, it looks like Seattle got first down yardage. So now it is going to be 1st and 10 on the Steelers' 19.5-yard line. So right inside the red zone. Multiple tight ends set. Looks like 12 personnel for the Seahawks. Darnold back to pass. Hits the tight end Arroyo, who leaks out. And again, Jalen Ramsay makes a play. Arroyo running out to the flat. Ramsay, just like he did to close the game out on last Sunday against the Jets, separating man from ball. A hard hit jars it free and it falls incomplete. That time, textbook defense there from Ramsay. Helmet to ball, forces the incomplete pass. Charbonnet in the backfield. Smith and Jigba motions across the formation. Handoff to Charbonnet. He is going to get forward for about 2.5 yards here. So a little bit past the 17, 3rd down coming up here for the Seahawks. Looks like the Detroit Lions, they just had a game break there. They are now up 14-7, I think, over the Chicago Bears. 3rd and 8. One running back to Darnold's left here. 3 receivers set to the left. Darnold is looking that way. Scrambles out now to the left. Getting pressured. He is just going to float this one away. Incomplete. And the Steelers defense looks like they are going to force the Seahawks to settle for 3 here. The entire time Darnold looking left. Looks like he had a clean pocket, and then he just saw an opening and scrambled out. Great coverage by the Steelers secondary. Nick Herbig, his first regular season action after missing last weekend's game, chasing after Darnold there. This will be from the right hash mark. A 36-yard field goal here for Jake Myers, and he missed it! It clanks off the left goalpost! And the Steelers, they not just forced the Seahawks to settle for 3. They forced them to settle for nothing. Pushed it wide left. It clanks off the outside of the left goalpost and away. Outstanding there. And that was, I don't think wind was a factor there. I think that was to the, that was kicked towards the closed end of the stadium. So maybe some wind off the Three Rivers there, not a factor in that kick. Myers just pushed it. And this game, it's going to remain 7-6. Real quick, I did not update the score bug here. There it is, Q2. 7-6, still the score here. Let's go to the comments section real quick. Anonymous viewer, welcome. The high-priced defense really sucks for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. They better wake up. Yeah, pretty much. They have been torched by Jackson Smith and Jigba already in this game. But at least I will say the run defense has looked better, hasn't been, great yet. They're trending a little bit towards good, but they have been better, way better than what they were last weekend. And the secondary, they are just rough against the pass right now. And this game could be, 14-6 in favor of the Seahawks right now. If it hadn't been for Jalen Ramsay, he's already made 2 big plays today, an interception and a massive hit that forced an incompletion. Flacco here, we need our D-line to get in more. Looks like the Steelers have gotten pressure a little bit on Darnold, but, not as much as you would like to see. I think the pressure has mainly been coming from maybe Y.A. Black, the best out of the Steelers, down defensive lineman getting pressure. And T.J. Watt, I think he's been, getting forced around the pocket by, who is it? Abraham Lucas, former right tackle for the Commanders, now with Seattle. So we'll see if things continue on there, but they have gotten better. Back-to-back drives now for the Seahawks. No points. Pick by Ramsay. Missed field goal by Jake or Josh Myers. I forget his first name here. It is Jason Myers. Oh, I was wrong both times. Jason Myers. Now, the Steelers on offense from, I think, around their 17-yard line. First play here from Aaron Rodgers. Quick fire to DK Metcalf on a slant. Metcalf could not wrangle in that ball. Hits off of his hands. I think Metcalf, that one's on him. He needs to catch it. So 2nd and 10 now. Getting you official spot of the ball here. Never mind. This is from the 26 of the Steelers. Rodgers, handoff here to Jalen Warren. He runs up the middle for a gain of about 4. It'll make it 3rd and somewhat manageable here for the Steelers. I believe that dropped pass there by DK Metcalf. That was his first target of the game, no? Took him until the 2nd quarter to, I think, get a target. Third and 7 now. They officially mark it. Looks like we got 3 receivers to the right here. Warren leaks out of the backfield. Rodgers, pressure all around him, and he is going to go down, and he is going to get sacked. Jaron Reed, pressure all around Rodgers. The pocket was collapsing. Rodgers looking to step up. Had nowhere to go, and Reed able to finish it off. Doesn't look like anything was open for the Steelers downfield. Maybe one open guy. That was Jalen Warren, who was rolling out to the left out of the backfield, but he was short of the sticks. Corliss Waitman on the punt here. He gets this one away. It is a boomer, fielded all the way back at the 23-yard line. That is Torrey Horton. And great job there by Peyton Wilson. Horton finally goes down. Wilson was able to sling him around. Didn't get him down initially, but knocked him off balance enough to where he was not able to continue his forward progress. So the Steelers, after the missed field goal by the Seahawks, not able to do anything with that opportunity to maybe march down the field, put another 3 points up on the board, and take the lead. So with that, Seahawks, their ball, about to get it again here in a moment. Going to be back here after a quick minute. 15 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. Again, please hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. We are up to 513 subscribers on the channel, so we have gained 3 more followers since we have gone live. I appreciate it very much, the 3 of you that have subscribed. Going to be back here in a moment. 7-6 the score right now as we roll through the second quarter. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now 27 of you in here. Insane. Welcome to all of you beautiful viewers out there. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Leave a comment in the comments section. Rolling through the second quarter right now in Pittsburgh. 7-6. The Seattle Seahawks now with the ball after the Steelers punt. Multiple tight end set here. It's a pitch, and running left is Kenneth Walker. Jumps over a man down on the ground, and a nice gain there of about 9 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 1 here. Looks like Jack Sawyer. They got the camera on him. Is that Jack Sawyer's first look on the field in the black and gold? I mean, he played against the Jets, but that's his first look today on the field. Sawyer and Nick Herbig out there, so no Alex Highsmith or TJ Watt on the field now for the Steelers. Another jumbo look here, and Walker this time going to get forward for about 4 yards in a first down. Looks like, again, Patrick Queen got into the backfield, but Walker was able to duck out of a tackle there. So, actually looking here, really nobody defensive line-wise on the field for the Steelers. Daniel Ekuale, Y.A. Black, and Logan Lee are out there. So no Keanu Benton, no Cam Hayward, no T.J. Watt, no Alex Highsmith on the field right now for the Steelers. Rolling out here is Darnold, and he is going to go down and get sacked. The Steelers bring pressure. Nick Herbig, using his speed, was able to distract Sam Darnold long enough to where a blitzing Peyton Wilson, like a bullet, comes up from the middle of the field and wraps him and slams him down to the ground. I just said, hey, not really that many people out there on the field for the Steelers, star-wise. Doesn't matter there. Big loss on the play. It's 2nd and 18 now. Darnold back to pass, throwing over the middle, caught by JSN. Dances around. He's running backwards, and he might have lost the yardage there after the catch. Gain of just 4. It's going to be 3rd and 14 now. And as Smith and Jigba was going down, one of the would-be tacklers there was Jack Sawyer. I thought I saw him grip his knee, but it doesn't look like any medical staff is out there. So it's going to be 3rd and 14 now. Steelers, looks like they are showing they're going to rush 4 here. 4 receivers to the left of the rotation here. Darnold back to pass with time. Stepping, rolling out to the right, throws back to the left. It's caught by Walker. He's got a long way to go here. And he is going to be 2 yards short of the first down marker. Cole Holcomb was pretty much the only Steeler over there, and he was sort of, backpedaling there, trying to make sure that he got Walker down before the line to gain. He did, but, man, that was way closer than it needed to be. 4th and 2, Seahawks, they're going to bring out Dixon and the punting unit here. Dixon stands at his own 35-yard line. Calvin Austin back somewhere near his own 5 is the return man. This punt is heading left. Fair catch made by Austin, and that is going to be inside the Steelers' 20. So I wonder what was the game plan there for the Steelers, but it worked. I don't think Hayward or Watt or Highsmith played a single down on that drive. So putting a ton of faith in their depth guys there was Mike Tomlin and Terrell Austin. It worked and forced a punt. Taking a quick look here again around the NFL and keeping track of the 2 other games going on right now involving AFC North divisional rivals for the Steelers. It does, to me, look like the Bengals, last I checked in, they were on the Jacksonville 4, and it was 3rd and goal. Does look like they punched in a touchdown for 6, But Jacksonville, they were able to go down the field again on that Bengals defense and put up another touchdown. So 14-7, Jacksonville up right now. Let's go Jags right now in that one. In the Cleveland-Baltimore game, it is 10-0 in favor of the Ravens. They were up 3-0. Tylan Wallace with a 15-yard touchdown grab right there. Oh, that caught me off guard there. The ad here. I am asked for an ad there, ESPN. Take a look at some other scores around the league real quick. LA Rams up on the Tennessee Titans right now, 10-3. The Buffalo Bills looks like they're having a ton more success than the Steelers did against the Jets. 13-0 Bills in the early second quarter. So that game could get ugly in a hurry if things continue going that way. Looking here, one thing I did not mention, I saw over the last break, going back to the Seahawks missed field goal. Apparently, Jalen Ramsay was able to get a hand on that ball as it was away, so not a miss by Jason Myers. Ramsay with a block, and he's doing it all today, folks. Jalen Ramsay doing it all. Interception, PBU, and on top of it, a blocked field goal. Now back to the game over here. To the right, Rodgers and the Steelers offense. With 7:03 left in the second quarter, they start this drive from their own 13. A pitch play here to Jaylen Warren, and he is going to get no gain, maybe a 1 if the referees give it to him. Cut down there by Morris, number 94 for the Seahawks. Steelers might be running a bit of a faster tempo offense here. We got 12 personnel here. Jonnu Smith and Darnell Washington, the tight ends, faking the handoff and rolling out to the right and firing over the middle and incomplete again. Oh my goodness. Rodgers rolling out to the right. Intended target, DK Metcalf. And again, a drop. Maybe a tiny bit of a break up there by Julian Love, the safety. But again, that's a ball that Metcalf needs to catch. 2 drops now on the day for him, and it's 3rd and 9. Warren in the backfield to Rodgers' right. 2 wide receivers and a tight end to the left. Rodgers takes the snap, back to pass. Firing over the middle, and it is tipped and incomplete. That should have been an interception. I am not kidding you. Rodgers, I think he might have been looking for Freiermuth in the middle of the field. Threw that ball right to Darian Kendrick. It went through his hands and hit him in the crown of the helmet. Popped up high in the air. Roman Wilson, turning from wide receiver to defensive back, made sure that Kobe Bryant didn't finish the job. Punt here from Corliss Waitman, an awesome punt all the way back at the 26, but a solid return here for Torrey Horton, brings it all the way back out to around the 49-yard line. So nice field position here for the Seahawks is where they will start with the ball. I think Waitman was back inside his own 5 there when he let that ball go, and he got it all the way back to around the Seahawks 20. However, special teams couldn't do the job there. Solid return there for Torrey Horton. It'll be 1st and 10. Zach Charbonnet is the back. 12 personnel. Faking the handoff and rolling out to the left is Darnold. Looking downfield. Benton comes in. Gives a push to him, but the pass is complete. 1st down yardage. to Jackson Smith-Njigba and out of bounds. Darnold, you take away the interception, a solid game for him up until this point, 11 for 14 with 136 yards. Seahawks break again. Smith-Njigba and Kupp are at the top of the screen to the right of the formation. Two tight ends set again. Charbonnet, the running back, he gets the handoff, finds a small hole, and he'll get ahead for a gain of 5 there. Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. Not sure. I haven't looked at their, haven't really gotten a number on their snap counts yet. Seems like they're going up, pretty evenly on the handoffs here. Sticking with the 12 personnel here. As a matter of fact, that's not a tight end. That's a fullback in there. Charbonnet gets the toss, running to the left, and he's going to have nowhere to go. Steelers defense sniffing out that toss play to the left again. TJ Watt, Cole Holcomb, and maybe 2 or 3 other Steelers giving Charbonnet no room to get upfield. It moves from 2nd and 5 to now 3rd and 7. Third down conversions today for both teams. Not good for either squad. 2 for 5 is the Seahawks. 1 for 5 is the Steelers. 12 personnel, it looks like, for the Seahawks. They give a handoff here to Charbonnet, and he is going to get a gain of 6. He'll be just short of the first down marker. And it will be, I think, 4th and 1 here. TJ Watt and I think Juan Thornhill combining on the tackle. No, that is Chuck Clark combining on the tackle to stop Charbonnet. And the Seahawks, again, they're going to go for it. Or at least they're showing they're going for it. But we might have a timeout taken here. And who took the timeout? It is, they haven't taken a timeout off the board yet here. I don't know. Someone called a timeout. 4th and 1 again, the Seahawks. They picked it up on a tush push last time they were in this scenario. We'll see what they do this time. Didn't look like they were initially going to line up for a tush push. Maybe they saw, hey, Zach Charbonnet, when he's, just running straight with a full head of steam, he's been getting positive yardage more often than not. Let's hand it to him again. Sam Darnold getting some sort of confirmation there from the referee. They still have not taken a timeout off the board, off the score bug here for Fox from either team. And I have the TV on low here to avoid, any sort of copyright issues. So I do not know who took it. Looks like the Steelers will be expecting maybe a run here on this 4th and 1. Jack Sawyer is on the field. TJ Watt is not on the field at left outside linebacker. Here we go. Darnold under center. Fullback is in the game for the Seahawks. Faking the handoff. Darnold with pressure all around him. It's tipped up in the air. It's picked off by Nick Herbig. He's running it back at the 40, the 30, and he's finally taken down at the Seahawks 21-yard line. The play was blown up by Cam Hayward. He came in untouched and immediately was in the face of Sam Darnold as he was rolling out to the right or to the left. Hayward, a specialty of his, gets his hand up. The ball tips straight up in the air, and it is picked off by Nick Herbig. A big return, ladies and gentlemen. The Steelers with ball deep into Seahawks territory. Second turnover of the day for Sam Darnold. 2 picks. Cam Hayward, I think any sort of bad blood or bad will you had with the fan base for that contract situation, that might have just been wiped out with that play right there. First play for the Steelers offensively, and it is an ugly one. Another 2 running back set with Jaylen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell. Looked like the Steelers were going to try to set up a screen with Warren to the left. That was not open. And then Rodgers just threw it at the feet of Kenneth Gainwell to his right. So 2nd and 10, a wasted play right there. Looks like we got Metcalf and Freiermuth to the left. Smith and Austin to the right. Warren is the back. They got to jump off sides. Free play. Rodgers going to float one here for Metcalf. It is caught. Climbing the ladder. He might have gotten first down yardage there. First catch of the day for DK against his old team. I think that might have been Nwosu who jumped there for the Seahawks. Rodgers realized that free play, and DK Metcalf mossing Reek Woolen there, jumping up high in the air to snag that ball in. Aaron Rodgers today. I'm just now for the first time paying attention to his stat line down in the bottom right corner of the TV screen here. 4 for 11 for 35 yards. Looks like we got a 12 personnel set with Darnell Washington and Connor Hayward out there. Handoff here to to Jaylen Warren. He just lowers his head and plows through the sea of bodies for first down yardage. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Steelers from about the 9.5-yard line. Washington and Hayward still out there on the field. They now both line up down to the right of the formation. Now Hayward motions to the left. Austin and DK Metcalf are the wideouts. Rodgers, handoff here to Warren. Again, Warren, explosive and just being a bowling ball. The bodies are the pins, gets up to around the 4-yard line, and we got some chippiness after the fact. A couple of Seahawks pushing right guard Mason McCormick. Broderick Jones face-to-face with Kobe Bryant, the safety. And it'll now be 2nd and goal here from the 4. And the 2-minute warning has hit, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the comment section here real quick. Couple I have to catch up on. Flacco, go Browns only today, though. Yeah, the Browns, they're going to be bad this year, so any win that they get against another AFC rival, we'll take that as a positive. Freight Train, welcome back, Freight Train. Not looking good. Queen out now, too, in the blue tent, and so that is not good. Peyton Wilson and Cole Holcomb, that explains why we've seen a bunch of those two out there, but they've been faring all right up until this point. Reactions to the turnover, the tipped ball by Cam Hayward, picked off by Nick Herbig. Freight Train and Flacco, yes and nice indeed. Let me go here to Twitter, see if there is anything on Patrick Queen and his injury. Not seeing anything from the Steelers. Actually, we do have something here, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Queen, he isn't the only one out. This from Allen Saunders. Steelers outside linebacker Alex Highsmith, an ankle injury. He is doubtful to return. He was limited in practice on Friday with the same injury Saunders brings up right there. So Nick Herbig, he is going to be the guy the rest of the day at right outside linebacker for the Steelers. Have not seen anything yet. Scrolling here on Patrick Queen. So I wonder when something will come up for that. TJ Watt, we at least saw back out there a little bit. It looks like he is going to be in a rotation with Jack Sawyer. I wonder if that is by design. With Highsmith, your Watt, your partner in crime, Highsmith is out. We're going to use all of our outside linebackers now. And we might see Watt, his snaps get limited until the later part of the ball game because you're going to want him as healthy as you possibly can and have him perform to the best of his ability for the remainder of this ball game. Back to the comments section here. Purely Mixed, what's the score? Right here, Purely Mixed. If you are looking at the screen right now, second quarter. Matter of fact, the 2-minute warning. We are now back here. A second and goal run for Jalen Warren. That goes nowhere. No gain on the play. Jaron Reed again making the stop here. It is 7-6. Purely Mixed. 1:35 now. Neither team has used their timeout. So I wonder what that little bit of a stoppage earlier was. Third and goal. Steelers offensive line lines up. Looks like 12 personnel, but Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith are lined up out as receivers. Kenny Gainwell the back. Rodgers back to pass. He's going to fire for Metcalf, a fade, and he's got it! DK Metcalf, baby! Jonnu Smith lined up outside of DK Metcalf. A bit of a out route there for DK. Looks like he was one-on-one with Kobe Bryant, and it was not an easy catch. Metcalf had to fight through contact there. Kobe Bryant was blanketed all over him, but Metcalf, couple of drops, but now those hands, they are getting stronger. His first touchdown in the black and gold. The Steelers up 12-7 for the time being. They are going to go for two here to make this a 7-point game with 1:09 left on the clock. Jumbo set here for the Steelers. Darnell Washington and Jonnu Smith, the two tight ends out there. Kenny Gainwell and I think Connor Hayward are out there as well. So no wide receivers on the field here. Empty backfield for Rodgers. Takes the snap, throws a fade for Darnell Washington. It is unfair. 6'7", 330-pound Darnell Washington. I don't even know what corner he was lined up against, but it was a mismatch. 2-point conversion is good. I'm going to hit this again for you. And now the Steelers with a 7-point lead. It is 14-7. I was wondering what was coming from that personnel. No wide receiver on the field, 13 personnel with Darnell Washington getting the target. And that was something that we thought we were going to see this year. We didn't see it in the Jets game at all, but Darnell Washington, probably the biggest tight end in the NFL. Rodgers compared him to Mercedes Lewis earlier in the offseason, and he gets his first reception of the year, I think, right there, and it's a 2-point conversion. So the Steelers now up 14-7. Back to the comments section here real quick. Flocka excited. DK Metcalf, the first of what should be many touchdowns in the black and gold. Let's go to a couple of other comments here. Flacco again. Burrow hurt. Is that true? Can anyone confirm here that Joe Burrow is injured? Not seeing that. Is he hurt here? I'm not seeing anything. Let's go to the box score here. Burrow must be hurt. Jake Browning, 2 for 3 passing the ball with 22 yards. So, yikes. We talk about, the Bengals. We talk about their defense a ton and how bad they are and how that might once again be the reason that they do not make the playoffs this year. Same thing goes for the offensive line. They've tried different ways, draft, free agency to fix that offensive line, but the story continues. Joe Burrow given no protection, and it looks like once again this offensive line gets him injured here. Last comment here before we get back to the game here. They're coming back from commercial. Season will depend on the O-line. Got to be able to run the ball and protect Rodgers. Well, protecting Rodgers, as we get the kickoff there. That one's taken off by Helani. Lost the ball, but I think he was down after the fact. Gets it up just past the 25. Today, offensive line, not good, but better. They've run the ball 10 times better, pretty much, than what they did against the Jets. Pass protection, still a bit scuzzy. Rodgers has had to move all around in the pocket and roll out a couple of times to avoid getting sacked. He's already been sacked once today. But yeah, season will depend on that. Like you said there, Hell. 1:04 left on the clock. Both teams still have all three of their timeouts. Cooper Kupp in the backfield with the running back Charbonnet. Kupp now leaks out, gets the pass here, and he will get forward for a nice chunk of around maybe 16 yards or so there. First down, chain mover for the Seahawks. They're going to move quickly here, not taking a timeout. 42 seconds left. Charbonnet to Darnold's right, takes the snap, back to pass, throws, and it is incomplete. Pass was intended for maybe the tight end Elijah Arroyo. No, that was Torrey Horton, the wide receiver, and Darius Slay coming up from the secondary is able to get his arms around Horton and knock that ball loose. So incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 now. This is from the Seahawks' own 44-yard line. Massive set of receivers at the top of the screen. Darnold firing, and it is caught by Smith and Jigba, wrapped up quickly there by Chuck Clark. So a gain of maybe 4 yards there with no gain after the catch. And the Seahawks, they're going to take their first timeout now, 3rd and 6 with 32 seconds left. Still targeting Jackson Smith and Jigba. The way that things are going, he might reach or exceed his reception total from last week against the 49ers. Excuse me, my mind went blank there. Just saw something interesting. I'll say it after this play. This now from the Seahawks 48. Darnold back to pass, going to take a shot downfield, and nobody is in the area. Incomplete, and the Steelers, with 27 seconds left on the clock here, they're going to force a punt to the Seahawks. They might have 20 seconds to do something with the ball here, and 3 timeouts. We will see. The Seahawks, since their opening drive touchdown, they have been moving the ball all right at times, but struggling offensively. This punt here from Dixon is going to hit at the 17, but we got a whistle on the play. we have a flag here? They don't. So it looks like we had an official out of place there before that punt from Dixon got off. Tomlin getting an answer as to what happened there, and let's retry this now. Austin back to receive. Dixon takes the snap, and the ball is away. This one heading left, and it is going to hit at the 2 and skip through the back of the end zone. An easy touchback there for the Seahawks. So I got to see here. They now went to a side-by-side commercial here. How many seconds came off the clock there? Steelers do have all 3 timeouts. Let's see how fast they are able to move down the field here. They can just get to midfield here and give Chris Boswell a chance. I'm going to take that as a win here. Boswell, last weekend, 56 and 60-yard field goals. The 60-yarder to win it. 20 seconds exactly are on the clock. By the way, did not mention it. No, I mentioned it pregame. Rodgers, his passing touchdown to DK Metcalf, tying Brett Favre for 4th all-time passing touchdowns in NFL history. From the 20 here. Rodgers taking the snap, looking downfield, and he is going to get sacked, and the offensive line couldn't protect him for that long. And that's going to do it. They're just going to wind down the clock here. Rodgers upset. So Steelers with 20 seconds left and 3 timeouts. They are going to get nothing from that. And that is going to do it. First half stats here, they pop up. Steelers somehow with the lead. 42 yards on the ground, 33 yards passing. The Seahawks, they're throwing the ball a ton, 149 yards through the air, but 2 turnovers. So the turnover game proving effective. The Steelers offense still struggling to get points on the board. We get a look there as the Steelers head down their steps to their locker room. Rodgers and Arthur Smith having a conversation. All right, that's halftime. Steelers 14, Seattle 7. The Steelers, I believe they will get the ball to start the second half. Yes, because the Seahawks had an opening drive touchdown. So up 14-7. Steelers going to get the ball back to begin the second half. Going to take a little bit of a break for halftime, ladies and gentlemen. 22 of you in here right now. That number has been consistent throughout the live stream up to this point. Please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so that you never miss when I'm live or upload a video. Again, up to 517 subscribers right now. I cannot see who all subscribed unless I get a notification from YouTube itself. But one subscriber I did get a notification for, Dawn Cott. Welcome, Dawn. Glad to have you here. Going to be back here in a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. A quick break for YouTube. Do not go anywhere. Stay here on YouTube. Back here in a little bit to get ready for the second half of play. Steelers 14, Seattle 7. Lots to work on for both teams. We're back in a little bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half of the Steelers and Seattle Seahawks about to get underway here in a matter of moments. Already some crazy stuff the Steelers are doing in this one today. Firstly, the game starts off Seattle Seahawks with the ball. They march right down the field and finish the drive with a touchdown strike from Sam Darnold to Torrey Horton. After that, Steelers offense, they are able to get into field goal range. Chris Boswell puts up 3. Jalen Ramsay being an absolute menace today out there on the field. He has an interception, he has a PBU, and he has a blocked field goal attempt as well. So Ramsay is everywhere. His play defensively has not only sparked the Steelers in their offense to, as struggling as they are, at least continue to put up points here at a reasonable rate. 2 field goals from Chris Boswell. DK Metcalf has his first touchdown today in the black and gold. He scores against his former team. And Aaron Rodgers, for as bad as his stat line looks here today, he gets his 508th career touchdown pass. He ties his mentor and former teammate Brett Favre for 4th all-time on the touchdown list in NFL history. Trying to think a couple other things. The Seattle Seahawks offense, since their opening drive touchdown, they have struggled mightily. The Steelers, 2 interceptions, one that I mentioned from Jalen Ramsay. He threw Darnold, threw it a little bit behind Cooper Kupp. And then one from Cam Hayward on a 4th and 1. Hayward gets into the backfield on touch, right in the face of Sam Darnold. Darnold throws it. Hayward bats it up in the air, and it's a perfect fall down from the heavens into the awaiting arms of Nick Herbig. Solid return. That set up the Metcalf touchdown. Steelers could not do anything with the ball with 20 seconds remaining and 3 timeouts in the first half, but they will be getting the ball here to start the second half. Couple updates on some other things going on in this game. The Steelers, they will be without Alex Highsmith for the rest of the game, you are going to assume. I think early in the second quarter, he was ruled doubtful to return with an ankle injury that he has been dealing with since Friday. So Nick Herbig takes his spot. Patrick Queen also hasn't been seen out there in a while. That's pretty much all that is going on here. Kickoff is underway, and this one is going to be fielded by Caleb Johnson, and he is going to start running sideways across the field and taken down at, I think, around the 17-yard line. So the Steelers, not a convenient field position for them to start this second half. Aaron Rodgers returns to the field. His completion percentage, not the greatest here today. Let's go to the comments section real quick. Yusef Kasib here asking if I show the game. Unfortunately, Yusef, I cannot. That would immediately get me copyright striked and probably taken down off of YouTube. So not going to do that right now. 1st and 10 here. It looks like we got 12 personnel. Jaylen Warren, pressure in the backfield. Warren able to make a tackle or miss. His run goes from possibly a yard or 2 loss to a gain of 4. So solid stuff there. And it looks like Fox is trying to jinx us here. They're popping up a graphic at the bottom of the screen. The Steelers, 14 straight wins when they lead heading into the second half. That's the second longest streak in the NFL right now. 2nd and 6 here. Rodgers with Washington moving across motion. A beautiful fake handoff by Rodgers. He'll just go to his safety valve option here, and Jonnu Smith, and he is going to be about half a yard short of the first down. But Rodgers, that is one of the prettiest handoff fakes that you are ever going to see. Just absolutely sold Jaylen Warren getting that ball, and he fooled, I'm no kidding you, about 2 or 3 Seahawks defenders into chasing Warren while he rolled out freely to the right. They're going to officially call it a 3rd and 1 here, though Smith was very, very close to the first down. It's actually 3rd and about a foot. Metcalf alone, wide receiver at the top of the screen. Warren gets the handoff, runs to the right a little bit, and he is going to get first down yardage. Needed a foot, ended up gaining about a yard and a foot. And a new set of down here for the black and gold. To the comments section here again as I get the score bug back up here. Looks like we got Freight Train again. Yo, Flacco, Wednesday is game day for me. We could get the O-line to get the run game going. This tab is really dangerous. 1st and 10 here. Rodgers, a handoff to Kenneth Gainwell. He's going to get a gain of about 4 running left. Not sure who brought him down there for the Seahawks. Rodgers now, at one point in the ball game, was, I think, 3 for 10 for 26 yards. Slowly getting that average back near 500. He's 6 for 13 now for 42 yards and a tutty. 34 of you in here right now. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I'm live again. Empty backfield here for Rodgers. 3 receivers set to his right. Now Hayward goes in motion to the left. It's a screenplay here to Jonnu Smith with Connor Hayward and someone else blocking for him. Smith gets a gain of, I think, another 4 yards or so there. So it's going to be 3rd and 2. That was Darnell Washington and Hayward blocking for Smith there. And Uchenna Nwosu, the former Charger, is the one who makes the tackle. 3rd and 2 now. Rodgers making the call in the huddle. Looks of a quick snap here. Rodgers, pressure all around him. Rodgers escapes a sack. Rolling out to the right, throws down the field, and incomplete. It just skipped short of Calvin Austin trying to slide. Flag on the play. I wonder, and this is going to be holding on the offense. That's going to be on Troy Fautanu. The Steelers ran 12 personnel there, but Kenneth Gainwell was lined out as a receiver, and Jonnu Smith was lined up in the backfield to Rodgers' right. Pressure off the right edge. Almost stacked Rodgers. Fautanu gets the penalty there. Rogers, pass incomplete. Corliss Waitman on the punt. He's been solid all day. Boots this one and all the way back, and Jesus. It's going to be a touchback, but Corliss Waitman was standing somewhere back near his 20, and the ball before it very, easily skipped into the end zone, hit at the 1 yard line. My God, Corliss Waitman has a leg on him. So that will take us to a commercial break here. The Seahawks offense, we'll see if they made any adjustments during the break. Real quick, let's do a check-in on some of the other games going on around the league, including 2 games featuring all 3 of the Steelers' division rivals. Cleveland and Baltimore. Cleveland is now on the board. That game is still in halftime right now, but Baltimore was winning 10-3, or was winning 10-0. Now it is 10-3, so Cleveland gets a field goal. The game between Jacksonville and Cincinnati, the Jaguars now up 17-10 on the Bengals. And looking here at the stat sheet, Joe Burrow was out for a little bit with injury. Drake Browning came in. He is 4 for 7 passing with 1 INT. I wonder if Joe Burrow has gone back in there or if he has been ruled out yet. That game is in halftime as well. The Buffalo Bills having tremendous amount of success, way more success than the Pittsburgh Steelers had against the Jets. They're up 20-3 at half. And another one here, the Patriots and Dolphins. The Dolphins winning that one currently at the beginning of the third quarter, 17-15. So we'll keep an eye on those games throughout the remainder of this game. Let me do a quick name search here of Burrow. Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has left the game with a toe injury per the Bengals release. His return is questionable. He was seen walking with arms around 2 medical trainers to the Bengals locker room. So looks like once again, that O-line getting Joe Burrow banged up. Damn. Talk about problems all around there. No defense and no offensive line. But hey, we got all the pass catchers in the world and a solid quarterback. That don't mean nothing if you don't have the other stuff. Back here to the Steelers and Seahawks game. This will be from the 20 here. Multiple tight end set, handoff to Kenneth Walker, and a healthy gain there of 9 yards on a first down run. At least a positive sign on the injury front. We have not yet heard word on whether Alex Highsmith will be out the rest of the game or not. His return was doubtful. However, Patrick Queen, at least for that one snap there, he is back out there at middle linebacker for the Steelers. Again, Walker gets the handoff here. Jump cut here. Gets through a couple of bodies. Just ran over Juan Thornhill. And is up now to the 44-yard line. I think when it's all said and done, Zach Charbonnet got more snaps than Kenneth Walker in that first half. Now Walker on, 2 snaps here in the second half. He's rumbling. Charbonnet comes in for him now. Another 12 personnel look, maybe, or maybe it is 11 with a fullback here. Pitch here to Charbonnet, running to the left, and that play has not worked all day, and it's still not working now. And Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, and a couple other Steeler defenders, they go over and take down Charbonnet for a loss. Patrick Queen, slow to get up on that play, so whatever is bothering him, he is fighting through it valiantly right now. I think he was, on the first play of this drive, slow to get up as well, so Queen, he's fighting through something fierce right now. 2nd and 11 here. Charbonnet motions out to the right. Darnold back to pass. Fires over the middle. It is caught there by Elijah Arroyo, the tight end, for a gain to make it third and 4 here. Arroyo caught that ball, went down to the ground, might have gotten touched, and then Patrick Queen was waiting for him to get back up to swap that ball away. 3rd and 4 now. 12 personnel. 1 tight end lined up on each side of the offensive line. Empty backfield for Sam Darnold. Steelers. They bring 4. Darnold back to pass, firing over the middle. Caught there by, I think that's Cooper Kupp. Jalen Ramsay covering him was trying to rip that ball out the whole way. Kupp was going up the field and going down to no avail. First down, Seahawks into Steelers territory. Just a quick slant there from Kupp. Darnold threading that ball in between 2 outstretched arms of Cam Hayward and TJ Watt. 11 personnel with the fullback, faking the handoff. Darnold firing over the middle, caught. Cooper Kupp inside the 20 and finally taken down at around the 16-yard line. So the Seahawks threatening here to begin the second half. Great job there by Sam Darnold to wait out Patrick Queen. He was in pass coverage. Wait for Kupp to get out of Queen's window there in zone coverage and hit him when he was wide open. Darnold under center. In the backfield, it looks like Kenneth Walker. He gets it, and he will push his way forward along with a couple of offensive linemen for, I think, a gain of 5. Seven minutes and 12 seconds now left on the clock. 50 of you in here right now. Thank you and welcome to the live stream. Please hammer that subscribe button. Hammer that like button. Darnold under center. Tight end motions from the left of the formation to the right. Handoff again to Kenneth Walker. And this time he's going to get another gain of, I think, 6 yards and a new set of downs for the Seahawks. The Steelers' run defense, after a pretty solid first half against the run, they're now starting to leak here on the first drive of the third quarter for Seattle. Walker again in the backfield. Darnold again under center. Running pretty much the same formation every time with multiple tight ends as down offensive linemen. Darnold back to pass now. Fires to the middle. It is caught and into the end zone for a touchdown. It is A.J. Barner. Pretty much the Seahawks ran 2 plays that entire drive. Either we are waiting for a guy to come open in the middle of the field in zone coverage, or we are running the ball right up the middle against this Steelers defensive line. It worked to a T, that game plan. Jason Myers on for the extra point here. This is from the left hash mark. It is right down the middle, and it is good. And the Seahawks have tied the ball game up. It is 14 apiece. Couple of comments to catch up on while we were here. Steelers fan 256, welcome back. Hey guys, welcome. LOL, look what Yahoo is showing. Lamar Jackson passed to DeAndre Hopkins to the left for a 99-yard loss? I'm confused by that, Flocka. You got to retype that in there. That's crazy. Steeler Nation. Yep. Pretty much same reaction there, Steeler fan. Damn it, says Flocka. Yep. Agreed on all of those sentiments. All right, going to take a quick 30-second break. We will be back here in a moment for more coverage of Steelers versus Seahawks. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are just 2 drives in to this second half of play between the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and there has already been a massive shift in the overall feel of the way this game is heading. Steelers were up 14-7. Could not get anything going again offensively, and the Seahawks, just like they did to begin the game, march right down the field for a touchdown. This one, a line drive kickoff right at Caleb Johnson, and he will bring it out, I think, a little bit past the 25-yard line. So, again, kind of like what the Jets did last weekend. No kickoffs to Kenneth Gainwell, who I believe, is way more of the returning threat than Caleb Johnson is. 64 of you in here right now. Please smash that subscribe button. We are up to now, let me look here, 520 subscribers. So 10 new subscribers since we have gone live here today. 3 wide receivers to the left of the formation. Freiermuth, the tight end, to the left. Warren in the backfield. Rodgers back to pass and will now scramble out to the left. Fires a bullet to Jaylen Warren up past the 50. He is not going down to the 40. Warren to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and down at the 5-yard line. Oh my goodness. Jaylen Warren is an absolute animal who will not go down. As Mike Tomlin likes to say, he is short, but he is not tall. That was about a 10-yard completion from Rodgers to Warren, and Warren must have broke 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He must have missed at least 5 or 6 tacklers miss, including 3 broken tackles on that run. From the 5, first and goal. Rodgers is going to go down, and is he all right? Thankfully, it looks like he's okay. It looked like that was going to be some sort of end around. He faked the handoff to Warren as Calvin Austin was motioning around behind all of them. And Rodgers was just able to throw it at the feet of Austin. I think that was Darrick Hall. Or I think that's his first name, right? One of the linebackers here. Darrick Hall for the Seahawks came in and hit Rodgers low. Thankfully, he's all right. Looks like we got 12 personnel here for the Steelers. Handoff to Kenneth Gainwell. He is going to push forward and into the arms of number 99, Byron. No, that's Leonard Williams, excuse me. Gain of maybe 1 there. It's going to be 3rd and goal now from the 4. Again, another very confusing choice in personnel there. Steelers were in 12 personnel. They had both tight ends on the offense, lined up with the offensive linemen. But those tight ends were Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith. No Darnell Washington to run block on that play. 12 personnel again. Jonnu Smith in motion out to the right. Metcalf is there as well. Same look as the DK Metcalf touchdown pass here. Rodgers looking that way. Now scrambling out to the left. Fires to the end zone, and it is... What happened here? The Seahawks are saying they intercepted it, did they? They did. It is Darion Kendrick, the corner, who picks it off. Ball off the hands of Calvin Austin. Though I think the pass was intended for Pat Freiermuth. It hits off of Austin's hand and stays in the air long enough for Darion Kendrick to pick it off. Are you kidding me? It is going to be Seahawks ball at the 20-yard line. That massive, insane play, run after the catch from Jaylen Warren, goes for naught. A broken play on 1st and goal. A run with very, very confusing personnel choice on 2nd and goal. And then on 3rd and goal, Rodgers again gets pressured out to the left. fires the ball right in between two Steelers wide receivers. It gets tipped and picked off. Absolutely insane. Wow. Things not looking good. Good old momentum might be shifting right in front of our eyes. Back to the comment section real quick. Flacco, this isn't going well. The secondary, at least, yeah, is, wow, nice play. Ouch. Going through all the emotions within a 3-minute span just now. So the score stays where it is at 14 apiece. To change our minds off of this real quick, a scoring update here. The Baltimore Ravens, they are now going to put the hurting on Cleveland. They're up now 19-3 in the third quarter. Cincinnati, they have tied up the ball game in Jacksonville. That's at 17 all. Looks like Jake Browning is still in the game for the Bengals. He is now 8 for 11 with a touchdown and a pick. Also, not really. It looks like even without Joe Burrow, there's still a pass-heavy offense. Chase Brown, just 10 carries without Burrow. Jamar Chase, 11 receptions for 131 yards and a score. Holy jeez. That is really going to be a hell of a matchup between him and Jalen Ramsay when those two lock up here in a little bit. 66 of you in here. Welcome. Like Flacco says here, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Here come the Seahawks. From the 20-yard line, Zach Charbonnet running to the right here. He is tracked down all the way by Patrick Queen. Great pursuit there by the Steelers middle linebacker. I don't understand why the Seahawks are still trying to run laterally across the line of scrimmage here to pick up yards. The only way their running game has worked today really is when they run it right up the middle. And that might be what they do here. A.J. Barn, the tight end, motions across the line. So does Charbonnet. Back to passes Darnold. With time, he's going to take a deep shot downfield, and it is incomplete. Closest wide receiver to the area is Torrey Horton. And even then, the ball was a good 10 yards away from him. My goodness, an insane catch. Mitchell Tinsley for the Bengals. He is the one who just tied up that ball game. And in that replay, seems to be a trend among sports. I saw a certain neon green object get thrown onto the field in Cincinnati. So that's crazy. We got a 3-receiver set at the top of the screen, and now on the snap, whistle blows, and we got a timeout here for Seattle. So before this 3rd and 10 play, they say, hold on a minute here. Let's make sure we got the correct play call here. They had a 3 wide receiver set to the left of the formation, plus the tight end A.J. Barn lined up on with the offensive lineman there, was on that side as well. Wonder what they were thinking there. Could have possibly been another screen look. Who knows? Let's go back here to the comments section. Flacco again. Where is Derrick Henry? He is 6 for 6 yards. 6 carries for 6 yards. That's not looking good for one of my fantasy teams. Did you guys have your pause yet, Flacco? Ours is on Wednesday. Can't believe that interception happened. Okay, you two having a nice conversation there. Here we go, 3rd and 10. Darnold is pressured. He's going to go down. He flings it forward, and it is incomplete. T.J. Watt, game record from the left edge. Or no, he came in from the middle there. That wasn't Watt. That was Peyton Wilson who came in from the middle, and Watt was pursuing Darnold as well. Peyton Wilson tripping up Darnold, and as he's stumbling to the ground, just flings it forward, trying to hope that someone comes and catches it. Dixon on the punt. This one is going to be fielded on a fair catch at the Steelers' 38-yard line, and the defense does their job. The offense, they got to figure things out very, very quickly. That's all right, Freight Train. That's all right. Fortnite, welcome. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 64 of you in here. Again, please smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Another subscriber here, Yoshio Martinez. Thank you for subscribing, Yoshio. Again, I do not see who exactly subscribes unless I get a notification from YouTube. But to all of you who subscribed here today, thank you very, very much, and keep them coming. Going to take a quick break. Fortnite says, come on, let's get the offense going. They need it, and they need it in a bad way. Defense, they're starting to leak, but there have been certain times where they've bailed them out here today. The offense, they got to get something going. I think they need to get points on this drive coming up here in a bad way before we reach the fourth quarter. Back here in a couple of moments, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Rodgers in the offense about to take the field again. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Steelers offense beginning another, hopefully more successful than most of their attempts today, trek down the field. Jaylen Warren is the back. Looks like 12 personnel. Jonnu Smith as a wide receiver. Darnell Washington as a down lineman. And Rodgers, he's going to be pressured. And again, another play where the blocking of the Steelers is so horrendous. Rodgers runs for his life immediately and just throws the ball at the feet of a receiver. Intended target that time was Darnell Washington, and he wasn't even paying attention. He was too busy blocking whoever for the Seahawks. Second and 10 now. With 3:05 left in the third, Rodgers gives the handoff to Jaylen Warren, and he is going to get met at the line of scrimmage. And he probably lost a yard, running left. Not any good options opened up for him, and he just tried to plow his way forward to get as much as he possibly can. And they're graciously going to give him the line of scrimmage back here. So Steelers at risk once again here of a quick 3-and-out. Looks like we got 11 personnel. The tight end is Darnell Washington. 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. It's Metcalf. Taking the snap is Rodgers. Back to pass. They'll check it down here to Jaylen Warren. He's got to beat 4 defenders to get to the first down marker. He will not. Did get solid positive yardage. It's going to be 4th and 1 here. Warren made the best chicken salad he could out of chicken crap there. And punt unit's going to come back out on the field. And the Boo Birds, they are beginning to chirp in Acrisure Stadium. Corliss Waitman to punt again. He stands at his own 38-yard line trying to pin the Seahawks back deep here. Torrey Horton, the punter, fair catches, and he will catch the ball at about the 8-yard line. So great job there by the Steelers special teams unit to pin the Seahawks back again. A couple updates over the break. Apparently the Steelers, they are right now down James Pierre, backup corner, special teamer. He went back to the locker room, according to Brooke Pryor. That was 12 minutes ago, so I haven't really noticed him out there on the field. I wonder if that came on a special teams play. Also, I saw, this was near the beginning of the game, and I did not catch it. The Steelers audio network and the Steelers broadcast crew at Acrisure Stadium holding a very appropriate moment of silence for former offensive lineman and radio broadcaster for the Steelers, Craig Wolfley, who passed away earlier in the summer. So rest in peace, Wolf. You deserve it. This is going to be 2nd down and 3 coming up here for the Seahawks. A quick pass on 1st down from Sam Darnold, complete to Cooper Kupp. Looks like we got 2 tight ends to each side of the offensive line here. Now Arroyo shifts over to the left. Darnold under center. Handoff to Kenneth Walker. He stutter steps in the backfield. He finally sees something open up, and he got a 1st down out of that. Almost came to a dead stop about a yard shy behind the line of scrimmage. Was very, very patient. A hole opened up, and he got forward for a gain of 4 and the 1st down. 26 seconds now on the clock and ticking down here in the 3rd quarter. This may be the last play. Who knows? Faking the handoff to Walker. Darnold hit as he was releasing that ball. The ball is loose, but they're going to call it incomplete. If it wasn't, and that ball was live, Y.A. Black, the Steelers' big 340-pounder, big sexy, as Terrell Austin likes to call him, might have had that ball off to the races. And yeah, it is a clear incomplete pass. Daniel Ekwale getting pressure right in the face of Sam Darnold. Gets his hands up in the air, but it wasn't his hands who got the ball. It was his face mask that Darnold ripped a rocket right off of. 2nd and 10 now from the Seahawks 19-yard line. Torrey Horton in motion. It's a screenplay here to Jackson Smith-Njigba running up the left sideline. He is going to be met by Juan Thornhill and taken down about 2 yards short of the 3rd down. They might give him 3rd and 1, but it looks like 3rd and 2. And that indeed is the final play of the 3rd quarter. So double zeros there. We'll see what is in store here in the 4th quarter here in a moment. To the comments section real quick. Flacco and Freight Train still interacting. It's cool that not only we have 78 viewers in here right now. Welcome to all of you. It's also great not just seeing me interact with you fine folks, but also seeing you interacting with yourselves in the comments section. Another update real quick on some of the other games going on around the NFL. To that Cincinnati Jacksonville game that we are keeping our eyes on the most right now. Jacksonville taking the lead once again. They score another touchdown to make it 24-7. The latest touchdown here. Let me see scoring plays. It was a Travis Etienne 11-yard catch from Trevor Lawrence. Man, ETN, he's really having a bounce back, ain't he? Cam Little, a 42-yard field goal earlier in the day. Jamar Chase with a touchdown catch. Wonder what his stat line is at now. Jamar Chase. And this is with Jake Browning in the game, ladies and gentlemen. He's now 10 for 24 with 1 touchdown, and he threw another pick. So, and the Bengals still really not going the run game route. Just 12 carries for Chase Brown. A little bit ago, it was just 10. Also, let's check in real quick on the Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens up 20-3 in that ball game. So, and that is 5:33 left in the fourth quarter. So, doesn't really look like Cleveland's putting up much of a fight anymore with Joe Flacco at quarterback. By the way, did y'all see crazy report from, I think, Adam Schefter this morning? The Ravens, they were going to draft Shedeur Sanders at some point before he was selected by Cleveland. And Shedeur said that Shedeur let the Ravens know he was not going to go there and be a backup to Lamar Jackson. So Sanders turning down the Ravens and instead getting picked up by the Browns. Back to the football game here. 3rd and a long one here for the Seahawks. Darnold back to pass. Pocket quickly collapses. Throwing, and it is caught by Cooper Kupp at the 41-yard line. Just making sure that he catches the ball right there. Again, that throw a little bit behind Cooper Kupp. So Darnold, he's still being efficient, but he's been a little bit off in terms of accuracy here today. He is now 20 for 29 today. 232 through the air. 2 picks and 2 touchdowns. Now a hit to Kenneth Gainwell here. A run up past the 40, and he is going to be down. A massive pickup of nearly 20 yards there for Kenneth Walker. The fullback clearing a hole just ran over Peyton Wilson, and Kenny Walker was off to the races. The Seahawks here. From the 39, another handoff to Walker. Stutter steppings. Now he's going to try to run to the left, and he is going to gain about a yard before he is gang tackled by a couple of defensive tackles. That was the fullback here. Did not see his last name until now. That is Robbie Oates. Do have an injury update now on Alex Highsmith. He has officially been ruled out. And another guy who I did not realize was injured until now, but I probably should have, seeing how he wasn't out there. Isaiah Loudermilk. He is out with injury now. So the Steelers already coming in with 2 injuries on defense. They have at least 2 more right now. Darnold with pressure all around him. He's going to go down. The ball, they're going to say, is an incomplete pass. Looks like the Seahawks were going to try to set up some sort of screen with their offensive line there. But TJ Watt, Jack Sawyer, and Nick Herbig, the 3 outside linebackers left standing for this team, they came in untouched. And it was Watt who took down Darnold. 3rd and 7 now. The Seahawks 4 for 10 today on 3rd down conversions. JSN lined up in the slot against Brandon Echols. Darnold's looking there. Throws and incomplete. You could read that coming from a mile away. JSN, a mismatch with Brandon Echols. But thankfully for the Steelers, a miscommunication must have been between Darnold and Smith and Jigba. And Jigba breaks on an out route. And Darnold I guess, was anticipating him stopping, threw it like right in the dirt of where he made his break. Now Jason Myers. This is from the left hash. It'll be a 54-yard field goal attempt. Snap down, kick is up, and it is right down the middle. And that probably would have been good from, who the hell knows, that might have been good from 65. That hit a good ways up the back netting there. So the Seahawks again are back on top in this one. They take the lead. Myers with the 54-yarder. To the comment section real quick. SRUT, welcome. Flacco in the comment section. Man, we can't stop throws. Indeed. Looking that way right now. 84 of you in here right now. Antonio Brown, welcome all of you. Please hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. Like, share, leave a comment in the comment section. Up to 523 subscribers now on the channel. One of the latest subscribers is SRUT. So thank you for that, SR. Also, we'll pop this up right now. Have not throughout the broadcast to this point, but in addition to, doing all the good stuff, liking, subscribing, all that, go give the channel a follow at Steel City SR on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Ignore the second half right now, the SCSR60. That is a weekday, 60-second or less news report on all of the Pittsburgh sports, professional sports teams, Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. Those will return tomorrow night, and we will be live. 83 of you in here, please come back tomorrow night. We will be live for a Monday live stream, recapping what goes on in this game here. We'll have tons to talk about, so any feelings or thoughts on this game that you have, if you don't want to put them in the comments section now, come back with them tomorrow night and we can discuss further there. Kelly Baker here. Welcome, Kelly. Bro, you are doing great. I shared it with my friend who is a Steelers fan. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that very, very much. Stephen Webb. Dude, you are so much better at this than the gimmicky bees on some of the other channels. I appreciate it. There, Stephen. I do. Appreciate all of you new subscribers. I am seeing a good bit of new names in here right now, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be this way throughout the Steelers season, unless something major in my life comes up, or I for some reason make my way to a Steelers game. What the hell just happened? What the hell? What did you do? Oh my God. The kickoff from Jason Myers. It landed on the ground in the landing zone. And right now they are saying that it touched Caleb Johnson. It must have grazed his hand or his helmet. The ball went back into the end zone. And nobody, not even Johnson, went after the ball. And the Seahawks fell on it and got it for a touchdown. Oh my God, that is the most brain-numbing play I have ever seen. The Seahawks are now up by 2 scores, 24-14. What the hell is he doing? That's the type of shit that's going to get you benched. That is the lowest IQ play I have ever seen in football. To reiterate, Jason Myers kicks the ball off. It's a squabbler. It hits about the 13-yard line. Caleb Johnson, is setting up like he's going to catch it off the bounce. It grazes either off of his thumb or off of his helmet. And it goes into the end zone. And it just sits dead on the ground about 2 feet from the back foul line. And it's recovered for a touchdown. Oh my God. Well, he's benched. What a stupid play. And now he's got a lot to make up for it. As a matter of fact, it's not him, it's Kenneth Gainwell here, who's going to take it out to about the 27th. And Caleb Johnson not out there for that kickoff. I think his days as a kickoff return specialist are done right there. With 12:39 left in the fourth quarter here, just realized I got to change the quarter here as well. That, ladies and gentlemen, may have cost the Steelers a game. The way this offense is going, this is like climbing Mount Everest, the way they're going today. Darnell Washington, the lone tight end out there. Rodgers pressure again, gets it out wide to Jalen Warren. He is going to be met and wrapped up immediately by, I think that is Tyrese Knight, the linebacker, gain of 2 on the play. And the Steelers there are going to need to run hurry-up offense pretty much for the remainder of this ball game. And who knows how they're going to do. They haven't been able to protect Aaron Rodgers worth a damn all game long. You know it's bad. Jabril Peppers, who I'm not sure if he had a snap defensively today. He is just giving Johnson an earful. Not like angrily, but I'm sure with like, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that on the sideline. Second down play here, a quick pass to the middle of the field, complete to Kenny Gainwell. It's a gain of 6 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 2 now. Clock all of a sudden not the friend of the Steelers. 3rd and 2. Gainwell the back. I think you'll see a ton of him as the receiving option for the rest of this game. Rodgers back to pass. Pressure all around him. Rolling out to the right. Gets rid of it as he's hit. Thrown in. It's caught by Pat Freiermuth. Out of bounds at about the 46-yard line in Seahawks territory. That quick release that Aaron Rodgers has always possessed in his career. Coming in clutch right there. He gets hit from behind and taken down by Darick Hall. But Pat Freiermuth, a clutch catch on 3rd down right there. He now heads to the sideline. Steelers, 12 personnel. Broderick Jones and Jonnu Smith with their hands in the dirt to the right side of the formation. Rodgers, quick slant here to DK Metcalf, tripped up at his feet, gain of 9. 3rd reception of the afternoon for Metcalf, 2nd and 1. This is 28 seconds left on the play clock. 10:27 left in the game clock and winding down faster and faster. Calvin Austin, the lone wide receiver to the left of the formation. It's a pitch here to Jalen Warren, and he is going to do his best to avoid linebacker Ernest Jones. He'll get the first down, though. Gain of 2 on the play. Rodgers now on the day, stat-wise, 14 for 25, 157 yards through the air. Hasn't had his best stuff today. Also some fire for DK Metcalf with one of his former teammates, Reek Woolen, chopping Woolen's hands off of him there and pushing him. Rodgers making some sort of alert there to pass. Kenneth Gainwell, his pass is incomplete. Gainwell, not sure if he felt the pressure of the linebacker coming up from behind him or if he was turning his head upfield too quickly. That ball ricochets off of his hand and goes incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. 9:24 left in the ball game. Steelers break the huddle. DK Metcalf lined up across from Job. Might have a one-on-one situation here, though Kobe Bryant, the safety, is over there a bit, and he goes to help him. Rodgers, the pass. Check down here to Kenneth Gainwell. Gainwell going airborne there, but he will only get about half of what he needs for the first down. It's now going to be 3rd and 6. Maybe some frustrations getting to Metcalf here. Christina Pink, sideline reporter for Fox, saying something here while the camera is on Metcalf. But not sure what she is saying. Steelers break the huddle again. It is Metcalf and Freiermuth to the right of the rotation. It looks like Jonnu Smith and Calvin Austin to the left. Gainwell in the backfield to Rodgers' right. Jonnu Smith motions in closer. Rodgers back to pass. Stepping up in the pocket. Now scrambles out to the right. He's going to keep it. He's going to run, and he is going to go down about 3 yards short and get the hell off of him. Leonard Williams and another defender tackle Rodgers. Rodgers did not, take the easy option of running out of bounds. Leonard Williams, the big defensive end, is the one who tracked him down. He really got on him. Rodgers also, that was a really wonky way he got tackled. His legs and his hip sort of took the full brunt of Leonard Williams. 45-yard attempt here for Chris Boswell. Kick is on the way, a little bit to the right by his standards, but it is up, and it is. So the Steelers, they get the easier of the two scores here in a field goal. That brings it back within a 7-point game now. The drive stalls, and now the Seahawks, they're going to try to wind this clock all the way down and take as much time off the clock as possible. Catching up on some comments here in the comments section. Flacco. Seeing some interaction. Love the interaction between you guys here. Good call here by Killed at 38. Aaron Rodgers. Good at the 2-minute drill. Might be the Steelers' saving grace right now. But hey, 137 of you in here right now. Please subscribe to the channel. If you have not done so already, hit that like button. Share this live stream. I'm going to take a quick 30-second break here, guys, because the Steelers defense, they need a big stop. And I have a feeling I know what song that they were playing in that stadium right now. I think it's Renegade time, ladies and gentlemen. Back here in a moment. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. The jig is up. The news is out. They finally found me. Renegade. The Steelers anthem. The anthem of the city of Pittsburgh. Blasting through the speakers of Acrisure Stadium. The Steelers defense in need of a massive stop. Chris Boswell, his kickoff is away. It's fielded at the 3-yard line. This is going to be Holani again, coming forward with it. And now we got a bit of a scrap after the fact. I think Holani came out to the 26-yard line. There was also off to the screen here a little bit. I thought I saw like two players, a Seahawk and a Steeler, wrestling each other to the ground. So now the defense takes over. 7:44 left in the fourth quarter. Steelers down by a touchdown. Kenneth Walker, running back for the Seahawks, is on the sideline. The Steelers need a big stop. Handoff here to Zach Charbonnet. He is going to run into a sea of bodies, and the sea of bodies won. Y.A. Black, Nick Herbig, and a bunch of others in on the stop there. 1-yard gain for Charbonnet. And now we got, I think, a timeout on the field. Not a timeout. We have an injury on the play. That looks like maybe the left tackle, Charles Cross, for the Seahawks. He is sitting down, rubbing his thigh area. So we'll see what is up with him. 140 of you in here right now. Now 151. Welcome to the live stream. Doing my best to provide reaction, analysis, and commentary without showing the game here, because I am not allowed to the Steelers versus the Seahawks. I want to say, if we can get this live stream viewership up to maybe past 180 viewers, it will be my highest watched live stream of all time. I want to say my highest of all time was when the trade relating to this game, the trade of DK Metcalf, actually broke. So please hit that subscribe button, share this so we can continue bumping the viewership up here, and hit that like button. I appreciate every single one of you in here right now. If you like what you see, like what you hear, please be sure to come back tomorrow night where we will break down what all goes on in this ball game and what is going on with the other two professional sports teams, the Penguins and the Pirates. And also, this is what we do kind of every single weekend here for Steelers games. Live, doing the same exact thing. 7 minutes, 20 seconds now. 2nd and 9 here. Handoff here to Charbonnet. He is going to run into the awaiting arms of Jack Sawyer. Another gain of maybe one. And Sawyer, the rookie out of Ohio State, fired up. I wonder if Sawyer, what the subtraction of, trying to think here, Alex Highsmith has done to his production in this game. I wonder if Sawyer might be playing a little bit of inside backer as well. 3rd and 9. That place is pumping. Steelers showing like they might bring pressure. They bring 6. Darnold back to pass, pressure all around him. Rolls out to the right, floats it, and a wide open receiver. And first down yardage, it is A.J. Barnes. Out of bounds. A new set of downs for the Seahawks. 19-yard gain. The Steelers brought 6 against the 5 of the Seahawks. Patrick Queen, he was first in the backfield, and Darnold was able to spin away from the pressure and just lobbed one right over top of Peyton Wilson to A.J. Barner for the first down. Man in motion here and faking the handoff to Charbonnet. Darnold, deep shot downfield. It is going to be caught by Jackson Smith-Njigba. Jalen Ramsay all over him. That ball caught inside the 15-yard line. That will be about at the 9-yard line, I think, is where they are going to spot it. Ramsay, honestly, couldn't have had better coverage. A little bit of tugging, but I think that's just jockeying for position. He had his hand in position to bat the ball away, but he just missed it, and it went right into the arms of Smith and Jigba. Darnold, the handoff to Charbonnet. Charbonnet, he's going to have his right foot grabbed by Keanu Benton, and then Cam Hayward finishes off the tackle. No gain. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 9. It's going to be 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, and winding down on the game clock here. Already well within field goal range. Heavy set fullback in the backfield with Charbonnet, the running back. Darnold faking the handoff. He is going to get sacked and taken down. I think they'll give credit to Jack Sawyer, but TJ Watt was also there. The Wisconsin Badger and the Ohio State rookie teaming up. Similar builds. Looked as if Watt was playing his normal outside linebacker spot there. But Sawyer, both hands in the dirt as a defensive end there, gets to the backfield and gets the sack. That now takes us to 3rd and goal from the 19. 10 yards in the wrong direction so far for Seattle. Darnold taking the snap, faking the pitch. No, he did give the pitch to Kenneth Walker. To the 10, to the 9, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks, they must have ran that same pitch play or something close to it about 6 or 7 different times today. Most times it was held to no gain. That time, on 3rd and goal from the 19-yard line, Kenneth Gainwell weaves his way into the end zone. Extra point from Jason Myers is good. And with 3 minutes and 41 seconds left, and of course, very appropriately, they turn that camera towards the sideline and put it on Caleb Johnson. The Seahawks are now up by 2 touchdowns. And this game might be over. Tons of comments in the comment section here. I apologize if I do not get to them all. Patrick Pearson, Kevin Young. Kevin Young, what part of the Berg you in, man? Go Steelers. I am actually about 60 miles east of the Berg, though, throughout sports in my lifetime, and pretty much memorizing the way to Pittsburgh by memory. Feel a part of Pittsburgh. Patrick Pearson giving a shout out to the Man Cave. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate it. Pearson was hoping for a turnover. Defense. None of it worked, ladies and gentlemen. And to make things even better, a 1st down sack for Byron Murphy. Second and 19, Rodgers back to pass. He will throw for a very effective 4-yard gain to Pat Freiermuth. Clock continues to tick down. 2 minutes and 55 seconds now. If you're the Steelers, you almost have to punch this football into the end zone, or at least be damn close to it by the time that 2-minute warning hits. It doesn't look like they're going to have that chance right now. Rushing for are the Seahawks. Flag flies. Rodgers throwing over to DK Metcalf. Sliding catch made about 4 yards shy of the first down marker. Let's see what this flag is. It's probably on us. Robert T. 41 is awful. Yeah, Peyton Wilson. Not the most not the best day for him. Also, I think I saw something earlier. Peyton Wilson threw up on the field at some point in the first half. I just didn't, say it on here. Stephen Webb behind enemy lines, 30 miles outside of Philly. My heart pains for you there, Stephen. Jets score 3 times this week. O-line is weak, and the defense pretty much just as weak at this point there, L. From the Berg, now in South Carolina. Shout out. Thank you very much. From South Carolina, DJ. I was down there for South Carolina once on vacation. Believe there's a place called Buxy's down there. Pittsburgh Steeler bar and restaurant I've been to. That's a cool looking place. About 1,000 yards so far. Just looking there, I think we just saw a first down conversion of some sort for the Steelers, and also Aaron Rodgers shaking his hand. He's holding about right here on his wrist, on his throwing hand. So, boy, wouldn't that be something really, really great way to end the game today. The Steelers offense, lifeless all game pretty much. The defense, they were good for maybe about a quarter and a half, mostly thanks to Jalen Ramsay. Caleb Johnson makes the most stupidest mistake I've ever seen, letting the ball hit him and then not chasing it. That resulted in a Seahawks touchdown on the kickoff. The Renegade, the powers of Renegade that be, did not do anything. Seahawks marched right down the field. The final play that I was reading in the comments that went on Aaron Rodgers, Calvin Austin, a 22-yard strike down the middle on 4th and 13. So Steelers miraculously converted that one. 2-minute warning, by the way, on the screen over here. He needs to be hurt, so the Steelers will move on. Are you talking about Rodgers? Arthur Smith needs to go, says Midnight Farmer. Kind of the complete opposite of week one. In week one, Rodgers slinging it all over the yard. Seemed like a damn good game plan and play calling from Arthur Smith against the Jets. But now, today, play calling has been suspect. I've been confused more than a couple of times by some of the personnel deployment out there by Arthur Smith. I mean, at one point, I think it was 2nd and goal from the 3 or 4 yard line. They had 12 personnel, and instead of having, Darnell Washington out there to run block and Jalen Warren, who's been a wrecking ball all day to punch it in, they put out, I think, Jonnu Smith and Connor Hayward and Kenneth Gainwell. So, yeah, Arthur Smith, he's going to catch a lot of flack. Rodgers hasn't had his best stuff. Speaking of game returning here, Rodgers Back shoulder throw towards the Seattle sideline for DK Metcalf. It is incomplete. Metcalf trying to one-hand catch it. Good coverage on the play. Adam Comperta. Hope I got your last name right there, Adam. No better than last year. Bad defense. Bad defensive line. Not so good offensive line. I'd actually switch those two things. Bad offensive line, not so good defensive line. The defensive line has been light years better than the offensive line, and that's not meant to be a compliment. 1:50 now remaining on the clock. Rodgers dropping back to pass. Kenneth Gainwell in there to pass block. Rodgers scrambling out to the right. Pump fakes. And the ball came out. Looks like, I'm not sure if that was an incomplete pass or a fumble, but Rodgers goes down on the play. Let's see here. Rodgers, just flinged it incomplete so he didn't lose yardage. Was tackled by Dark Hall on the play. 1:41 left, and Dark Hall did limp off the field there. Maybe just a cramp for Dark Hall there. Sam Darnold almost picking his nose on the sideline there. Wonder what the stoppage here, if there's some other injury on the field. And we have not gotten another playoff yet. To the comments section again. Red Beam Music will regroup and get a win next week. Cindy, pretty much not looking ahead to next week. Defense, get yourself together. And Craig, it's week 2. We are all still learning. I would give them that excuse. There is a lot of new pieces on this team. But this is the highest paid defense in the NFL. That they should do much, much more than giving up 31 in back-to-back weeks. Highest paid defense in the NFL, bottom 10 unit. It is game 2, it is early, but I would say that and have more optimism moving forward if the Steelers didn't have a murderer's row schedule after the bye week. Sure, it'll be all right as long as they go 3-1 in these first 4 games. They beat the Jets. They're going to lose this one, but they have to, in my opinion, win these next 2 ball games against the Patriots and then in Dublin against the Vikings, and probably even get a win against Cleveland coming out of the bye and be 4-1 heading into week 7 if they're going to have any chance of making playoffs this year. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate it very, very much. Flacco saying no issues as well. Looks like there was just some sort of penalty on the Steelers. They got the camera on Rodgers. Is that a delay of game? Or did they call intentional grounding? They call it intentional grounding on Rodgers for him just flinging that ball to open field. Good job. Good job, everybody. 1:45 left on the clock. This game, I gotta say, was pretty fast-paced. It feels we've been on here for over 3 hours at this point, but it doesn't feel like we've been on there that long. That pass is complete to Jonnu Smith. Haven't heard his name too much. You've seen him out there on the field a ton, but haven't heard him as much as I thought he would, be heard from today. That gets some of yardage back. It's going to be 4th and 10 now. Seahawks down to a one timeout, by the way. Rodgers back to pass, firing over the middle, and it is way over the head of Calvin Austin and picked off by Kobe Bryant, running back past the 40, the 45, taken down by Zach Frazier, and an appropriate end. Worst throw of the day for Aaron Rodgers. Actually, what was worse, that one or the one that he threw pretty much right at Darian Kendrick that hit off of his face mask and fell incomplete? Both of those are pretty bad. Man, I don't know what's worse, honestly, watching that throw from Rodgers there. Either he is just looked that bad today that, hey, maybe he was just hyped up and put on the Superman cape one last time against the Jets. As if anybody cares there, looks like a tackle of loss was made by Nick Herbig. Either Rodgers put on the Superman cape against the Jets and really said, I'm going to ball out to the best of my ability, or he is injured. I don't know which one's worse, but not a good look from Rodgers. And I got to admit, it's going to be a tough positive in any way, shape, or form to take away from this ball game. I guess the best positive thing that you can take away is that we saw a ton more of Jaylen Warren, and he clearly solidified himself as this team's number one running back bell cow. Speaking of running the ball, Kenneth Walker, on 2nd and 17, carries it forward, gain of 1, slung down by Peyton Wilson. Flacco here again. Best Pittsburgh coverage on YouTube, not just for the NFL, but for all Pittsburgh news. Appreciate it, Flacco. Very, very much. You've been here since day one, and I appreciate it. 135 of you in here, still in here right now, watching me, and probably along with me, sulking in the shame and embarrassment from this loss, which you knew that this was coming ever since that Caleb Johnson play. Couple other things here. Jeffrey Sidner. Welcome, Jeffrey. Defense isn't good. Arthur Smith isn't that good. Absolutely no number 2 wide receiver. DB's old and slow. O-line is complete ass. This team is very old. Roman Wilson is a bust. And yeah, I mean, that's another thing. Where the hell was Roman Wilson today? Second straight game where you did not see much of anything out here. I mean, he can't be that bad to where he gets, 10 snaps at most a game. Rodgers played good enough to beat the Jets, and now, yeah, he don't give it to Skylar Thompson. Unfortunately, Skylar Thompson, I believe, dealing with a hamstring injury right now. So, yeah, no Skylar Thompson. Though I don't know what the hell Rodgers was doing, gripping at his throwing arm right here or something. That does worry me because that's almost like the wrist injury that Joe Burrow had a couple of years ago when you saw him gripping his wrist like that. So we'll have that to monitor. But, I mean, yeah. I think stars of the game for the Steelers, and they're probably the only 2 stars of this game. I want to say Jalen Ramsay, but also should have broken up that deep shot. He was in perfect position, just missed it. But Jaylen Warren, he's a dude. He is a dude. Couple others here. Not enough time to throw. If you're throwing worried, mistakes happen. Yeah, this offensive line is still a problem in a big way. Rodgers, he has, I think, or at least last year, had one of the quickest snap to throw averages in the NFL, but I mean, he's pretty much taken his drop, and within the next half second is rolling out to the left or the right because he's got someone coming through and taking him out. And how about this, ladies and gentlemen? The Steelers got the ball back. 21 seconds here. Mason Rudolph is in the ball game. Mason Rudolph is in the ball game. Rodgers on the sideline, towel around his neck. And with nothing left to play for, it looks like Scotty Miller and Roman Wilson are in the ball game. Kenneth Gainwell in there as well. That play was 2nd and 4. No idea how we did on first down. Just the first down yardage. Clock ticks down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And Mike Tomlin and his Pittsburgh Steelers, after escaping in every single which way New York with the win last weekend, their same issues for the most part come back, and they bite them hard in the ass today to lose 31-17. Let me adjust this now. Final score, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Not a good weekend for me as a football fan. Was live yesterday for pretty much my lone live stream for college football of the year, watching my Pitt Panthers absolutely struggle and suck against the West Virginia Mountaineers. And then today, the Steelers saying, your weekend's bad. Guess it isn't bad enough. So that was fun. Harley, I went Rudolph. Need to use Washington. You got Rudolph in junk time. And yes, I do agree. They need to use Darnell Washington more. Though, with the way the offensive line is, pretty much only way he's getting in that ball game is to be a pass blocker to help protect that offensive line. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that will do it here for today. This was one of the more successful streams in my year and change now here on YouTube. We have gained 26 new subscribers, 2 subscribers of which Stephen Webb and the GOAT. I got those 2 notifications on YouTube here. So with that, that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. 536 subscribers. Thank you. 42 likes. I appreciate it as always. We'll be back here. Hope you all join me. We'll be back here tomorrow night. Live, probably around 5:30 is when I usually go live. So come back then here on the channel. We will discuss what all went down in this Steelers game here today. I'm sure we'll all have very fiery takes and legitimate worries about this team moving forward. And we will also talk about any other news regarding the Penguins or Pirates, the other 2 professional Pittsburgh sports teams. And yeah, back here live tomorrow, SCSR 60 tomorrow night. And then next weekend, week 3 against the New England Patriots, we'll do this whole shebang again. So with that, thank you all. Gonna go rest my voice. Lots of talking within the past 24 hours. And we will reconvene here tomorrow. Final time, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Turn on notifications so that you do not miss when I am live or upload a video again. Like this live stream, share this live stream, leave a comment in the comments section, even after the fact. And go give the channel a follow at Steel City SR on Facebook, Instagram, and X. See you in all the comments in here. Thank you, guys. Flacco, me too. Freight Train, pretty bluntly, thanks, Brady. We're ass. No rebuttal. No argument against that. So have a good Sunday night, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you can go and turn on one of the games and watch football without any sort of emotional investment. See you guys back here tomorrow, 5:30, for another live stream recapping this dumpster fire. Peace.